every little move you make. I love you like a mango. Wish we could make it every day. I want you to drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Got to drop all your love on me, drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Drop 'cause I'm hungry, drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Got to drop all your love on me, drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Drop 'cause I'm hungry, my nights would be so lonely. If ever you should choose to go, I live just like a zombie. Very little love to show. I want you to drop.
NERDWatch proper starts in 3 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Now enjoy the local stylings of the Manao Company. Drop, baby, drop.
Got to drop all your love on me, drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Drop 'cause I'm hungry.
Welcome, everybody, to NERDWatch Radio. Coming up shortly, it's going to be the NERDWatch podcast right here. Talk about the amazing Hawaii Comic-Con and all kinds of great news right here on the NERDWatch, so stay tuned for it right here on the NERDWatch podcast coming up shortly. It's NERDWatch Radio.
Who loves you, pretty baby? Who's gonna help you through the night? Who loves you, pretty mama? Who's always there to make you right? Who loves you? Who loves you, pretty baby? Who's gonna love you, mama? Baby, drop. My heart does a tango with every little move you make. I love you like a mango. Wish we could make it every day. I want you to drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Got to drop all your love on me, drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Drop 'cause I'm hungry, drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Got to drop all your love on me, drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Drop 'cause I'm hungry, drop, baby, drop, baby, drop.
Welcome, everybody, to the NERDWatch podcast. I, of course, am G Money. It's a Tuesday evening right here in the heart of Wailaku Town. And yes, we are here at 10 North Market Street in the at Request Music and Maui Comics and Collectibles. You are not going to want to miss out on this amazing show. Lots of news. And guess what else? Lots of NERDWatch. All right, so let's get right to it, shall we? Why? That's what it is. Anyway.
I have no volume.
All
There
right,
we are.
There we go. You guys are good.
Hey, almost like a
Hey.
professional,
Hey,
having
you
it
guys are
ready
good.
to go before the show. Good
No,
job.
you guys are good.
If you guys are wondering why we have all these mics, it's because G let a lot of people go,
Yeah,
including
there's
Swan and
Swan, Lindsay,
and Aaron apparently.
Aaron's
Cindy,
gone.
Todd.
Cindy, Todd.
You're like naming people who haven't been here in like
Yeah,
6 months.
yeah.
Big C. It was good knowing you.
Bruce Hennessy, peace. No.
Collector J.
That's right.
Collector J, you're out of here.
Collector J, you're out of here.
Everybody's
Digit,
gone.
peace.
You guys can
Everybody's
all
gone.
F off, bro.
What does F? What does F mean? What is
No,
F?
I'm just kidding.
What-
I'm just
you know
kidding.
what? All
They're
the
gonna watch this. They're gonna. come
Speaking
after
of, by the way, before we get started, what
They're going to
happened?
start their own podcast.
Yeah, they are. What happened-
NERDWatch 2, as in TOO.
There you go.
What happened to our friend, Mr.
you have no
Isherwood?
friends.
That's true. I
Oh,
don't.
Isherwood.
the acquaintance.
He's gonna come next week. He, him and Amanda are still getting his wife Amanda are still getting acclimated time wise. So, but I saw him at the beach the other day.
Oh, did you?
I think it's more he's sobered up and be like, I said I was gonna do what?
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't drink,
Oh, never mind.
Good for him.
which is why it's surprising. I was like, well, I
I
can't.
applaud that
I
decision.
can't ask you if you're drunk. You volunteered to do the nerd watch. but
Sweet. Well, it's because he loves me, and I understand why. It's fine.
It's weird, man. You were actually one of
He's
the selling
the only
points.
one.
He was like, I enjoy that G money.
Yeah, of course.
What a jerk off.
It's my, it's my magnetic personality.
No.
I am
What a
just-
what a
I think
lovable
it's the
doofus.
train wreck thing.
I am a wonderful,
No, you can't turn away from a
Giving.
train wreck.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
He's
wonderful.
like, I want to hang with G Money. He's terrible.
It's just I know terrible things will follow in his wake.
This week. Yes.
Perfect.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Anyway, joining us
And
this
you will
evening.
know him by the trail of butthurt.
Speaking of terrible,
Wow.
this man has terrible flatulence. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the
It's awful.
producer,
It really is awful.
seducer. Please put your
I
hands
can't believe you just singled him out for that.
Whatever you do,
Damn.
do not buy this guy any coffee. Ladies and gentlemen, say what's up to Kai Kai. He's in the house.
I didn't have coffee yet.
He readily admits it. All right.
Everybody farts.
But he ate enough Taco Bell to fuel an army.
Ooh, man, it was
Although-
pretty wicked. It was
Yeah.
pretty. It was
F-U-G. F-U-G.
fug.
Yeah, you just spelled fug.
Nice job,
F-U-G.
Kai. Nice job.
I still
Kai.
want to know what the F means. You guys keep saying the letter F
Nope,
for some reason.
stop it.
What does that
Flavor.
mean?
Nope. No.
Flavor.
Oh, is that what it is?
Flavor.
By the way,
Says you
also,
tasted it.
So somebody
did.
said, what the flavor earlier?
what's your flavor?
What the flavor?
Tell me what the flavor.
It's fudge.
Ooh. Also joining us this evening, he is the gaming guru. He is the man that is so overjoyed that there's going to be another animated Transformers
Transformers.
You're an
series.
idiot.
Hey, that's what I meant. He is also our
gave Peter
resident
Cullen the
man
boot, bro.
in black, ladies and gentlemen. Say what's up to the one and only Format.
Yay, format. We're all wearing black.
Hey, you got intro music now.
Yeah.
You know, if you told someone to come into the podcast and go, format's the guy wearing black, we're all wearing black right now.
Yeah,
so
I'm pretty sure
Not
we
really.
always do, as a matter of fact.
Not all of us.
it's not a good distinguishing.
Most of us.
Yeah, but that doesn't look like Shaggy today.
That's true.
That's
Oh, it's
unimpressive.
That's true. This is like one of the few times he doesn't look like
That is
Shaggy.
We
also
should
very
keep a
true.
board like how many times he does, how many times he does
We
versus
should.
how many times he doesn't.
We should.
He's
can't help it.
cosplaying, guys.
We should.
He's
I can't help it. I
cosplaying. As
have
a
a
matter
lot
of fact,
of
he's our resident cosplayer on the show.
Nice.
Also,
about Lindsay?
joining us well, she's not here.
She's
that often.
barely on the show, dude.
She's barely on
Like
the
I've
show,
said
bro.
before, I'm a big fan of lazy cosplays.
too.
You wear a T-shirt, that's your cosplay. Boom,
I'm in.
I'm in.
I just went to Amazing Con and got mistaken for G Money, so apparently the mind goes, you know.
He is.
He was gonna call you Aaron.
He is also a pale imitation of myself, G Money.
You're
And
more
he-
pale than he is.
Or an upgrade.
He is also the
Like
man
obscenely pale.
who has a suit
Yeah.
with a cape and a
Look at all this
cowl
skin art.
and flies about Wailaku Town fighting crime.
Can you stop
Ladies
saying
and
that
gentlemen,
wrong?
please say what's up to the man we call Gannon!
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
I can't be
Hey.
mad about the intro music. Like,
Hey, what's
I'm
up?
so sorry it takes up so much time on the show, guys, but
It's good.
I can't be mad at it.
We should.
It's the one thing he does where I'm like, all right.
That's right. Damn it, that's right. By the way, speaking of Batman, I found a copy of the audiobook audiobook read by Roddy McDowell of the original Batman. You know, the novelization. You know, like Speed 2, like what Aaron.
Oh,
As
the
in the
Batman.
89 movie?
I listened to the audiobook. He's really good. He's a very
He's Roddy McDowell, of course he
yeah,
is.
he gives a very different performance than say Jack, but he's very good. And then I'm listening to the other one, Batman Returns, the guy that did it, Eddie Murphy. No, it's not Eddie Murphy. It's Ryan Murphy. I'm just kidding.
Eddie Murphy reads Batman Returns.
No, yeah, he does. Eddie Murphy reads
I'm going to
Batman.
tell you, I want that
And
to
this
exist.
motherfucker.
It was 91, 92,
Yeah.
so that kind of was still the period
He
where
was in the height of his powers, I
he
think.
wasn't Mr. Family Man
That's
yet.
right. He wasn't. He definitely was
That would
not.
have been great.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I've been trying to find copies of the audiobooks, and I got Batman Forever. Now I'm looking for the
All I'm hearing is that you don't know how to read.
what?
Yeah.
All I'm hearing is that you don't know how to read.
Look, if
Why are you looking
books
for so
on
many
tape-
audiobooks for? You don't know how to read a book?
I enjoy.
You need somebody to read it to you?
I enjoy.
Wait, do you play this when you go to sleep?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Oh.
I enjoy listening to performance art when I go to sleep. I do, to be honest. I am not gonna lie about
Somebody
that.
misses reading to him to go to bed.
Yeah,
To go to
shut
night-night.
your mouth.
Bedtime stories.
It's so cute, isn't it?
It's adorable.
It's super. It's
You are
super
You
adorbs.
do look like a big baby, so
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I know.
Do you have that weird
precious.
fetish thing where you need to dress like a baby and be infantilized?
Are you in a
your
diaper when
house?
you listen to these things?
No, I'm
He's
not.
in a diaper
Yeah.
now.
No, yeah.
All I can say is prove it.
Don't make me put my pants down, bro. Anyway,
I was gonna pull them down for you. Is that weird?
also, yeah, a little bit.
I feel like it's weird. Sorry.
I hope I have the right button. Also joining us this evening, he is the godfather of comic books.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You idiot!
Sorry.
No whammies.
Hey,
What show is that from?
No Whammies. It's from
No,
Press Your Luck.
Luck.
no, I know. What is that? Is that from Press
Isn't
Your
that-
Luck? or
isn't
what?
that
No,
like
that's from Price is Right.
Oh, okay. Price is wrong, bitch.
Whoa, you can say the B word on this
Damn,
show?
Wow.
Apparently
Pushing,
so.
pushing
B-word. It
boundaries.
means a female dog,
All
man.
right.
Take it easy.
Also joining us, he
He
is.
said.
He
He
did.
yeah.
Fug earlier.
Yeah, he
Oh.
did say. Somebody said "fug" on this show.
Yeah, don't
anyway,
be such a bitch about
he's
it.
the the godfather of comic books. He is the chairman of the comic book board. He is also the sinister minister of Maui Comic Con, and he is a self-proclaimed comic
Maui
master.
News proclaimed
He
you
is
that.
freaky.
Thank
He
you.
is deaky. Definitely
No,
leaky.
I'm not.
Incredibly streaky.
Not at all.
And his joints are quite creaky. Ladies and
Sure.
gentlemen, say what's up to the man we call Alika. He's in the house tonight as well.
Hey,
Yay, Alika!
He's sneaky.
He is quite
How's it
sneaky.
going?
Yes. So glad to have you on the show,
Oh,
Alika.
well, I know. Big surprise. I showed up to my own store.
Shocking turn of events.
You keep
Alika's
showing up.
probably
I'll
the
keep
only
showing
one
up.
that's never missed a show ever.
Did I? I've missed
Well,
one.
I mean, I guess
I've been out of,
Greg,
I've been out of
too,
town
Yeah,
before.
true. I haven't on the show.
I automatically
You have.
just
We read
disqualify
previews
you.
one time without you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but that was yours.
Oh, so
that
there
was
you
your own
go.
show. That was your own
Alika's,
show.
And then
Alika's
there
been
was-
a nerd watcher.
That was not a NERDWatch proper show. That was just a.
And then there
No,
was
no, no.
format
It
secret
was.
episode.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, that was the night none
that's
of
a
us showed up.
non-G money show.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I swear to God, he missed a golden opportunity to just do an episode where it was Macaulay Culkin waking up, realizing his family was gone. He should have done the
Made
whole
them
thing like that.
disappear.
Oh my God, I have the whole store to myself.
Well-
I made the NERDWatch disappear.
2 people were supposed to be here tonight, and one of them failed. And that is, of course.
Well, one of them might be dead. So
that's true.
We don't know yet.
We don't
If
know.
anybody knows where Todd
If
is,
anyone knows where
This is a
Todd
very
Bernardi
special
is,
episode of the Nerd Watch.
It's true.
It's is Todd dead? We'll find out.
And that's the name of the
that's the name of the podcast. Is Todd
Is
dead?
Todd dead. So
could
if
be
you know where
sleeping.
Todd Bernardi is, let us know. Todd Bernardi, he is a comic book artist extraordinaire. He's working on Thunder Chicken Hawk, right? Isn't it?
Sure.
Mohawk Thunder.
Mohawk Thunder. That's it.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I thought there was a chicken.
No,
in it.
it's candy snatching leopards.
Yes. Let's. Todd's last known whereabouts is begging for change. outside the
I
coffee
learned
shop.
through I learned through
Oh,
John
man.
John Murakami though that apparently there's a thing amongst the Hawaii Comic Book Alliance that it's a term called you Bernardied.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got
What
a
is
little
being?
inside
What is
intel.
getting
So
Bernardi?
what's the definition?
No, I mean it kind of self-explanatory. Like you
Disappointing
Bernardied-
people?
Yeah.
You're Harry.
So
Oh, no?
can I Bernardi in my pants?
What?
I was really looking forward to having Sin here tonight, but apparently. He,
Well, she's in the
We
chat
all
right
got
now.
Bernardied.
Bernardi let us all down.
We all
Oh,
got Bernardi.
man, it's
From
ridiculous.
behind, even.
From-
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Wolf.
Wow. Anyway, this weekend was, of course, the amazing Comic-Con Aloha over on the island of Oahu. And,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
what?
Man.
Oh my God.
What? No. Anyway, it was this weekend. Our good friend Gannon went, the Dark Knight, and so did our good friend Night Darling,
know what was
who went as well, and Todd Bernardi.
Yeah, but you know what else is? There was a show going on exactly the same time. The Hawaii Toy and Collector Expo.
Collector Expo. Yeah.
Really?
I
How
didn't-
close was that to?
It was at Blaisdell.
Is that far?
Yeah,
No, not
too
really.
far,
Maybe
but
less than 10-minute drive, but I didn't end up going.
I know
I just didn't have time.
Mike Sato from Enjoy Comics was at that
Why are
show.
you
I
playing
think
this music?
Francisco too. Did you go check it out? At all?
I didn't get a chance. Like, we were just running.
But
back
they
and
were
forth.
both on the news. They were both on KHON
Yeah.
too.
I,
I
didn't
went, I
know
went
that.
to it last year.
Did
but
you?
Yeah, I didn't
That's
go
the
this
only
year.
reason I knew they were on the same exact weekend. I was like, that's crazy.
They have
timing.
been actually too.
I
Really?
want
In the
Last
past,
year,
they-
same
wow.
thing.
I want to talk about the
We should
amazing
go there
Comic
next
Con
year.
Aloha, but I'm going to wait for Todd
Yeah.
Bernardi and
Some bang
yourself
for
to
your
be
buck.
in the same
Yeah.
room because I want to hear what you guys have to
All
say
Two
he's
about
gonna
Tods in
do
one.
is talk about how many books he didn't sell.
Oh,
it. Damn!
He is. I'm not being mean.
Jeez, sounds hardcore.
Well,
bro.
I sat.
I mean, you know, not to get too deep into it,
That's
but it did look like it was a struggle for a lot of the local guys over there. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'll leave it at that because if
kind
we're
of a
gonna
bummer.
fill in later, then we're gonna fill in later. But
All right. Well, let's.
Although Alan Carter sold out his book Damn Tourists. That just sticks in my mind because that's such a perfect concept for a comic book. Just like a gang of tourists that go around making everybody's lives hell.
Good one. I like it.
You
By
should
the
look
way,
it up. He's in the Hawaii Comic Book
it's like
Alliance.
the,
His
it's like
name's
the
Alan
Devil's
Carter.
Rejects.
Yeah, exactly.
Did
but
any-
it's like a good concept.
Did you guys get a copy of you know, that guy, Sam Campos' new book.
Pineapple
No,
Man,
man,
I have a copy here. So.
Every time I tried to
And-
go see him to go talk to him and get a book from him and sign it, like he was always busy with
Of
somebody.
course he is.
Can I? Yeah, he's a busy dude, man.
Yeah.
But can I also say that that issue 9, he also made a Maui exclusive cover that I have in the store. I haven't made the post because I've just been swamped here at the store lately, and I just completely slipped my mind. But now that everybody had a chance to get their copy at Amazing from Sam, if you didn't get one, I've got a few copies in my possession. Also, the people who came at Maui Comic-Con and purchased a print from Sam, and Sam had promised you a free copy of that. If you bring in your print and show us here in the store, we'll give you that copy. It's the special exclusive Maui cover. Very, very few of these printed. When you were at Amazing Con, they were selling a different cover.
Okay,
but
what
we've
does
got
it look like?
Let me get one.
All right, sweet.
I want
You
one.
know what
that's
really
like a
grinds my
Maui
gears? Let me grinds
like
my.
a map.
Were you really gonna say this?
Let me.
I want one.
Yeah. What really grinds my gears about Sam Campos is
What
that-
really grinds your gears?
You know he
G?
watches us, right?
well, here's the thing, is that number one, the NERDWatch did
Making
not get a
friends
not. Hey,
And
we
burning
did not get a
bridges.
copy as a NERDWatch to display his comic. I wanted.
Alika did, you dummy.
Yeah.
I really get
Alika has
upset
it.
about the fact that Alika has to be the guy that
I
we
don't
have
think
to
you
go through.
understand that we're tied to his store.
Oh,
Maybe
I
you don't
see.
get that.
G wants swag.
He wants free stuff.
He
First
thinks
of all-
you should just get things for free.
Stop. First of all, I do not think I should get them for free. Second of all, I resemble that remark format.
Yeah,
Okay, but that's not what the case was this time. Anyway,
So all of you
what is it?
guys that
So
are
you're-
having projects in the chat, apparently G wants them for free.
Yeah.
Give you stuff for
So-
free, then he'll talk about it on the show.
Okay, what does it look like?
So this is the exclusive Maui cover, Pineapple Man issue 9.
Can you just put it right up to the camera?
Kia'io, Hawaii.
Like literally
I'm
right
gonna
up
buy
to the
that.
camera?
I don't.
All right, camera's
like here, Kai.
Yeah, you do it, Kai.
And so he debuted it at Amazing Comic Con Aloha, and now we have copies here in the shop.
Put it up further, up more closer. So
And
see.
if you at the
Wow,
2019 Maui Comic Con last October, if you purchased a print from Sam, you can come pick up your free copy
Beautiful.
of issue 9. And we want to give some people time to pick those up, so we're not going to put them on the shelf right away. But once everybody's had a chance to pick up their free copy, then we'll start getting them out for sale.
So it's a Maui exclusive.
It's a Maui exclusive cover, yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that Maui is actually represented on the cover. It's just an exclusive cover, right?
Well, it's an exclusive cover for Maui, and
Oh,
since
sweet.
all you see is the water on the horizon, you can pretend that's on Maui.
Fair enough.
That's the Kahului Harbor in the background.
Sweet.
I think
Yeah.
this story.
Can't you see all the protesters?
I think part of this story takes place on Maui. I might be wrong.
Sweet.
I think I see the shrimp truck in the background.
Well, big shout out to, of course, Sam Campos, Art Wong, and Mark Gould.
Of Kawasaki Art Labs.
Art Labs, yes. So good on them.
How come you overpronounce everything else and you can't overpronounce that?
What?
Kawasaki.
It's got 17 A's. We
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
got-
to-
it
much,
does.
yeah.
Other than that, I do want to talk more about the Comic-Con. I do want to know. I wanted to talk to Todd a little about what he thought, and I wanted to talk to
Well, he's
you.
not here, stupid.
And I know, and I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah, we spent 20 minutes about not wanting to talk about it right now, but
Yeah,
wanting to
but
talk
we
about
ended up
it.
talking about it because we have to talk about the
Well,
alliance.
that actually has something to do with Maui and here, so
Yeah, it's
there
good
you go.
stuff.
Shut your mouth.
Hey,
So-
Todd.
Thanks for not showing up, pal.
Yeah, Todd.
Yeah.
I
You-
feel really bad if he really is dead.
Yeah,
They've
I
already-
right?
Yeah, this
you
is
better
like,
you better be lying in
Can
a
you
ditch
imagine
somewhere.
we've been talking all this
I
trash
know,
and then
man.
tomorrow we find out he
Oh,
did
Yeah,
die?
please don't be dead,
Oh,
Todd.
yeah, don't be dead, Todd.
Gosh, don't be
We
dead.
would miss you too much.
Okay, well,
He's
yeah,
probably
don't
home
get crazy.
sleeping.
Okay.
We
It's
do
more
miss
so
him.
I don't want to feel like a jerk for what I'm
Right,
saying right
exactly.
now.
Right.
But we'll also miss you.
Yes, yes.
I promise.
Life
But don't
without
be dead.
Bernardi would be dumb.
Did you go to all 3 days, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I
Good,
did.
Good, good.
Well, I was there for a couple hours on the first night.
I do want to ask this. Any good swag that you purchased?
I bought a bunch, yeah. Mostly artwork stuff and then a few books here and there. I got the complete run of Elvira out there from the DC series that she had. Like, it was
Nice.
all 11 books plus her special. I know that was a big deal for me.
You got that?
Yeah.
The one from the 80s.
Yeah.
A lot of those covers are Dave Stevens art. They're
Yep.
incredible.
I got them.
And so,
Yeah.
actually, Kevin-esque Seno Evil, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, over there with at Ideas,
Oh, yeah.
he's got his collectibles, and he just put up a lot for sale, and I think 2 of those issues are ones that I need for my run. I've almost got a 1 through 11 plus the annual special too. But those Dave Stephen covers are incredible.
Yep.
Did you have?
I got it from Other Realms. They had it.
Did you have a chance to?
And Stan Sakai and Julie Fuji.
Yeah, they were
Sakai,
walking the floor. I saw those pictures.
but they appeared at the Other Realms booth too.
I tried to go over there and say hi, but he was obviously busy.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they were there limited. Yeah, so.
Surprised he has time to actually walk the floor.
I don't think he did.
He didn't?
I was
No,
there.
somebody said he was also.
Oh, I
checking out
didn't.
the
I
clothes.
didn't catch him walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Anyway, did you get to rub elbows with JDF?
No, but I took a picture of him that looks like an invisible man punched him.
Oh, nice.
It's a great picture.
How about
I posted. If you're friends with me on Facebook, it's a great picture of him.
how about one very handsome
I have to
coiffed
friend you on
guy
Facebook?
called Mark Paul Goslar?
I saw him, but I was like, I don't care.
What the what?
I don't.
How
care.
do you not care about
How do you not-
Mark Paul Goslar?
Yeah, how do you not care?
I didn't realize this is a big deal for you guys. I'm sorry.
What's
I didn't go see Billy D. Williams either, but I cared more about him.
famous for his show Mixedish? What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't even know what
What?
that is.
No?
Neither do I.
Or what's that other one he did? Franklin and Bash.
Yeah, Franklin and Bash? Come on.
That
what
nobody
the hell's
watched.
wrong with you?
He probably has more failed TV series than successful
How
ones.
dare you? He's a talented man.
Hey, I've got no series, so he's obviously winning.
NYPD Blue?
Was he in there?
Yes, he was.
He could just be saying these things.
I am not
Right.
saying these things.
He's like ET2,
General Hospital.
The
Look,
Voyage
remember?
Home,
You guys can look it up.
I'm checking to see if you are looking.
Total Recall
yeah.
3.
Nope.
No one watched that.
Ah.
What was it called?
I would watch that.
Saved by the Bell? No
He
one
was
watched
in
that crap.
Batman Returns.
Good
was.
Morning, Miss Bliss.
Good Morning, Miss Bliss. That was. Listen, let me tell you something.
That was the
All
predecessor to Saved by the Bell.
I'm going to say something very controversial. All the Saved by the Bells were crap except for the college years. The college years were the
Are
best.
you kidding me?
Yes. College years
You're
were the best.
crap.
Dude, he's obviously doing the contrarian
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
No, I'm
What
not.
is the thing
The
that
college
nobody
years
really
is the
likes about
best.
Saved
No,
by the
they're
Bell?
not.
That's the thing
The
I love.
college years are the best.
I have a really good
learning
friend
new
who
things.
loves every iteration of Saved by the Bell that ever occurred. Like, isn't there something beyond the college years
Yes,
too? There's
the
like,
new class, which sucked major ass.
whoa, can you say
Whoa.
Sorry, I
Is
don't
that the
mean
one that Drake was on?
No. He was on Degrassi, I think. No, this is the one where Dustin Diamond played the assistant principal to Mr. Belding.
Wait, Screech?
Yeah, Screech.
Did he,
Oh, and
did he stab somebody?
Can I just in the
Yeah.
chat, one of our regulars, Chester Alapai. Yeah, the regular comics this Wednesday. We still have the shipment withheld from last week, but next Wednesday, new comics should resume. And I'm told that the last 2 weeks shipments are going to be in this shipment as well.
Oh my God.
So I'll
Wow.
be able to
That's
do all
gonna
the
be
Oh,
polls.
so there's no comic book list this week.
There's no comic book list this week, so I apologize again. We're still dealing with Diamond.
Wait. Does
And,
that mean next week's show is just going to be 3 weeks worth of comics?
It's just going to be a comic
That's
list.
going to be an epic comic book list.
We'll see. I don't know.
We have to
Maybe
start really early on that one.
it didn't happen last time, so we'll see.
Hold me a copy of Punch.
yeah. Well, in honor of no comic book list, we'll just play a little bit of this.
Oh my God.
Anyway, college years.
Turn it off.
I might have been. I don't
I
remember.
wonder what kind of paycheck he was getting for the Rise of Skywalker.
He was in it for all of 5 minutes. so.
Yeah.
I mean, lucky for him, he got away clean. I mean, he's alive, so good for
Yeah,
good
he
on-
lived,
Good
man.
good on him.
And he got to hook up with that really young girl.
Hey, he did.
That didn't happen. That's his daughter.
It did kind of seem like it's
Did-
like, let's find
oh, yeah.
out.
Colt
Yeah.
45.
That's just how he talks, man.
I got some Colt 45.
That's
I
just
don't
like
care what
a
anybody
Falcon.
says. He's the first pimp in space.
That's just
What
how
he-
he talks.
Do you like my cape? I got 18 of these in my closet.
Does that
right.
make L3 the first trick?
Oh, God.
Absolutely.
She has a very strange hole on the bottom port of her.
Since we're speaking of Star Wars and the debacle that was the new Star Wars sequels, it is official that Mr. Bob Iger has officially stepped down as CEO.
Due to all the pressure that G Money's been applying to him via Barry Worst.
He
Yes.
finally
Awful.
broke him down.
Barry Worst said some very mean words to Bob Iger, and
Yes.
he left.
That's
Bob Iger's like,
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
handle what this G Money
I don't
guy's
want to
saying
do
about
this
me.
anymore.
This is what happens when you kowtow to those SJWs.
No, that's
every
not why he
time.
left.
He left because he wasn't making money.
Yeah, that is true.
Actually, that's the only reason Kevin Feige stayed.
Oh,
Is because Pearl Butter thought he was pulling a slick one, said, "Don't be doing diversity in my movies, bro."
good. Well, Perlmutter is a freaking hero.
He's
so-
a dumbass.
Ike Perlmutter? No.
Ike he's a hero.
I think Pearl Butter's a bitch.
He wasn't allowed.
Hey, listen, he's a hero.
No, he's not.
No one will speak ill of Perlmutter on this show.
He
We
ain't,
all
a,
have been.
he ain't a hero. He's a
So
hoe.
what exactly are you doing to stop
We
us?
wouldn't get Captain Marvel or Black Panther if he was still around. If it wasn't making about toys, it wasn't counting.
All right, fine. I'll let it go, but he's still a hero. Anyway,
Hero
Bob
to
Iger
you.
has
He's a hoe.
And then you wonder why girls don't like you.
Bob Iger stepped down. Another guy named Bob Chepwick
Yep.
stepped up. He
He-
is the guy who ran the parks. And
Chipwick?
he is
I don't
also.
think there's a W in his name.
I don't
it's-
even.
I think
I
it's-
honestly didn't even care to read
I
up
think it's
who's
Bob.
doing
I think
it.
it's Bob Shepwick. I think it is. All right, but anyway, look it up if you don't believe me.
He runs the parks.
He runs the parks.
That much I
apparently,
saw.
he's also the guy who is responsible for kind of like the downturn in the, I guess for the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Park. I guess it's not as
Ooh.
successful.
He's pushed it too early.
Yeah. See. Yeah. So there's a lot of speculation of what's going on. So we'll see.
You
Lot
don't
of
think
moving and
part of it's
shaking.
like that? You know, the overabundance of
Well,
Star Wars
okay.
has kind of burned people out.
I agree.
In general,
Can
on
I
Star
just
Wars.
can I just say this?
Wait, I know what you're gonna say. You want Kathleen Kennedy to go next. Good
That's
for
what,
you.
Yeah, no,
Good for
that's
you.
not what I was gonna say.
Yes.
G Money's an idiot. Oh, there's still applause going. That's very- so, no. Well, first of all, we got to get to with new Netflix stuff or Disney Plus is the Clone Wars season 7 just came out.
Just came out. Yep.
And that was fun to watch.
Yeah, and so I've been catching up on the series. Actually, I never watched the series before. I would only catch episodes here and there.
I hope you have your kid Netflix on standby
I'm
too.
binging through it. I have one show that we watched that was kind of cool.
Oh, by
Okay.
the way, before we forget, you also have another episode of October Faction.
Oh, we'll
to
get
talk
to
about.
that.
Yes! So excited about
I
that.
feel bad. Like, if anybody in the chat who watches October Faction and likes it, this is in no way a judgment on you. I just,
But it
I
totally
I
is.
just
No, it's totally
did-
judgment.
I did
Alika
not
hates your
connect.
guts.
I connect with this show on 0 levels, so I'm sorry.
All right, we're going to come to that later in the show. But anyway, finish your thought.
So, Clone Wars, of course, was Star Wars. But if you want to talk about big departures from companies, we also got to talk about Dan DiDio leaving DC.
Yeah.
And leaving Jim Lee as the sole publisher.
Well, it is interesting that we did talk about that. And when I posted it in our NERDWatch,
Jim Mother Spankin' Lee.
I didn't think that was a real thing. I didn't think that actually happened.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I was in shock.
Man,
He's no longer with DC Comics, but DC's not made the announcement.
Still, they're waiting. Listen, they're waiting. They're
waiting
they're
because
waiting.
everybody knows.
Yeah, they're holding
the
out.
story's been broken for a week now.
Yeah, they're probably
pretty
the
much.
next thing's gonna be like DC Comics is gone. Sorry,
Everybody
guys.
has their theories. A lot of people are pointing to 5G being the straw that broke the camel's back. He was just trying to bend everything into.
I mean, look how shouty this show is with 1G.
Yeah, 5Gs.
Oh, man.
End it
You
now.
all can suck it. All right.
End it now.
Suck what?
But for those who aren't familiar, 5G was going to be another universe realigning event like Rebirth or Convergence or New 52 or
I
blah
thought it
blah
was a
blah.
reboot.
But it is like a big reboot because instead of saying that all of the generations keep on getting messed up and turned into a new rebirth of a universe, what they were going to say is that everything that's ever happened has happened, and they were going to lay out a solid timeline of how it did happen.
Yeah.
And while still changing things and making major contradictions in the canon, there's a
boy.
reason why none of that stuff jives with itself, you know.
May
and
I-
you have to do separate
May I
Earths.
do something that I don't do very often on the show?
Please don't.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That
Good news.
first
That's
of all,
where you're getting
I'm
reliable
just-
information.
Listen, I'm just.
What does the
reading.
Onion have to say?
Hey, what? Listen, I am just reading.
Why don't you go see what the Hard Times has to say about
God,
this?
you-
Now we're having buffering.
Anyway, following the news of
Good,
the
because
exit.
everything's gonna suck from here on.
There we go. I was waiting.
Were you waiting for it?
Okay, we're back alive.
Yeah, see, we're back. Anyway, former Green Lantern and DC Comics artist Ethan Van Sciver has reacted.
Okay, wait,
Skyver.
stop
What?
right there. Do you know
What?
who that is?
I would. That's
He,
why.
he just named what he did.
Yeah,
No,
But
that is-
he also has
That's
it right
not what
here.
he's known for. Do you know who Ethan Van Sciver is?
No, I call him Skeever because he's
Okay.
Stevie.
Because I know you're just quoting him because he's some name on a
No,
page to you.
that's what he is.
He's the figurehead of the Comicsgate movement. He's
So
known
why
for
did I know
blowing
more about him?
because he's known for blowing hot air out his anus and into a podcast mic. He's every
Stinky Mike.
nothing he says should be taken as fact or even remotely close. In fact, it's such garbage opinion that it might as well be coming out of G Money's mouth.
well, no. Here's the thing.
And I guess it's about to. Go ahead, quote him.
Please,
Quote him,
here-
big boy. Quote
Ethan
him.
Van Sciver said that sources within the industry filled him in that the 5G, if the 5G event fails, that AT&T will close DC Comics.
They're going to end
That's
the
what
call.
he said. Yeah, they're going to end it. He says, understand that it
You know what's
doesn't mean.
funny is before this, I thought 5G was like AT&T's step in from 4G.
4G to 5G.
And I was like, really? Why would that affect DC Comics? That doesn't make any sense.
But you
now
know
this whole generation thing,
what's
I
really
didn't-
gross now when you say it out loud is that AT&T was probably giving Didio the go ahead to do 5G because it was lining up with their 5G plans to give everyone cancer via radio towers.
Whoa!
Wow.
Well,
Oh, you didn't hear about 5G?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
here we
Glenn
go.
Beck's all over it.
Conspiracy theories. Anyway, another quote says, "Understand it doesn't mean the characters are going to go anywhere. Batman, of course, is a prized possession of AT&T now. AT&T is Batman." And
Yeah, when I think Batman, I think AT&T.
they are going to keep
man.
putting
Special
out
phone
movies
covers
and
for
all those
products
bat
and
phones.
toys and all
Yes.
that stuff. Van Sciver said, "Comic books are dead, and they are going to close up the publishing house soon."
Except for Cyber Frog, because it's such a good comic. So says Ethan Van Sciver.
Yeah. So yeah, just know.
Hey, you want to do yourself a favor? Look up at Ethan Van Sciver review of one of his own books.
Oh, nice.
That'll be really. That's like.
He reviews his own books?
Yeah, when he talks about Cyber Frog, mwah.
Wow.
Nice.
It's like this comic book's
That's like when
great.
G reviews his own podcast.
It's-
I do review my
You
own
want
show.
to.
It's true.
You want to underestimate this book, but then you open it and you're like, wow.
Gannon, I do want you to know something. Take comfort in the fact that Batman or AT&T is Batman. Take comfort in that. He's not going anywhere.
I would
right.
like to see them change the bat symbol to an ampersand.
I was never worried about that.
All right.
Wow.
not going
I was
anywhere.
never worried about that.
But comics, though, dead.
Hey, Alika, Chester was asking you. a
Yeah,
question.
I answered the question.
Oh,
Didn't
did you?
Were you not
Pay
listening?
attention.
No, the next one about the merger between DC and
Oh,
Marvel. Because
that's-
then they're doing little things
That's
here
not
and
going to
there.
happen, no.
Do you think that would ever happen?
No,
Well,
I
yeah,
think,
AT&T.
no, I think he's referring to maybe like another crossover event between them.
Well, okay, so business
Bring back
merger,
Dark
not
Claw.
likely. If they do a crossover, maybe. I mean,
So
they're
question
both
is-
getting desperate.
But now
enough.
AT&T and Disney would have to come to terms with each other for something like that to happen.
Here's the question. Do you think Jeff Johns should take over?
No.
Since Didio's gone?
Hell no. Please no.
Really?
Yeah,
Please
you're
God,
not a
You're
fan,
not a
right?
Jeff Johns
You're not a
fan?
fan of Jeff.
Wow,
not a fan of
really?
him.
Why is that?
Not a fan of him.
Let me ask all you comic book nerds why.
There was interesting stories for a lot of characters going on around in like the late 90s, like where they brought in new characters that are actually really cool and interesting to follow, like Kyle Rayner, Wally West. They were doing really well. And characters died and it meant something, like Barry Allen still being dead meant something.
Yeah.
Oliver Queen being dead meant something. Almost the second he showed back up, he started bringing back all the old characters and completely washed away anything that was interesting about these newer characters. I didn't like that. He's
Wow.
too nostalgia driven, and I know everybody trips on nostalgia and everybody loves that stuff.
He's like the DC's Joss Whedon. He knows how to milk the
But
cow.
without Jeff Johns, we wouldn't have Jason Momoa as Aquaman, bro.
No, that's Zack Snyder's call.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Jeff Johns just probably helped out with the story because
Oh,
he
okay.
probably knew Aquaman better than
Do you think he's
say
a-
James Wan
Do
did.
you
But
think he's upset that Aquaman's not a white guy?
why would he? Aquaman is a huge movie. Nobody ever saw that coming. No
great
one
movie.
could have seen that Aquaman is gonna be a huge movie.
It's true.
I
no
did.
one.
I saw that coming.
Shut your Shut up.
Aquaman was a better success than BVS, a movie that
Yep.
had Superman and Batman in
Sure.
it.
If you're a movie investor, you should listen to me.
Shut up. God, shut up.
X-Men with the costumes, all in.
Oh, God,
Pushed
whatever.
all the money on the table.
Jeez Louise. So awful. Well, to be fair, though, I mean, if there is... do you think that this would actually happen? Do you think that they would shut down DC Comics? I mean, that would be monumental because that would mean that Marvel would be the only game in town.
I hate to say this. It's monumental for us.
Yes.
It's not for AT&T.
No.
true.
DC Comics is not bringing in the kind of money it's going to even matter to AT&T.
Fair enough.
It's just really a hanger-on for them.
Although, what comic companies have become, and I'm not saying this cynically, and just saying it actually, where the money is coming from, is they've become IP farms, and DC is still one of the more fertile IP farms there, especially when you're creating other media like TV and movies and things like that. And so, you know, even a big company like AT&T, who are doing deals on the basis of millions and billions of dollars or whatever, and movies tend to be on that scale too. And so they know that the seed of that crop is the comic books, and so they're not going to let that seed just die in the ground. They're not gonna just cut the comics off completely.
No.
I mean, things may change.
I
Things
can
may
see
get
it cutting
restructured.
back.
I'm going to say something pretty.
They might be boutiqueify it because they don't need to make money off of it. You know what I mean? So maybe they just refocus, and maybe that's better for everybody. Maybe everybody's like, oh my God, they slashed DC's budget. But if they boutiqueify it and they get just maybe like 10 good artists, 10 good writers that all work in cohesion and can sit in a room together without wanting to choke each other out, and Jim Lee's at the top of that food chain, and he's kind of guiding the process. Could that not be a promising new beginning for readers, for fans?
But
for
what if
people
you're a
who
comic
enjoy
book
this
artist
stuff?
and want to choke Jim Lee out?
You can try.
Oh, okay.
You
I
can
don't think you
effing
can.
try.
He probably knows kung fu, dude.
Whoa, that's racist.
What?
He's Korean.
Yeah, so it's Taekwondo.
Oh, my bad.
There you go. Anyway,
Wait,
no.
he's not Bruce Lee's brother?
What?
No.
No.
Oh.
Is Stan Lee's nephew.
Yes.
Oh.
Here's the
Man,
thing.
it's so confusing.
I think
It is.
I think this is the horrible thing, but AT&T does not give a crap about that. I think
What
they
are you
care
talking
about.
about? They said AT&T is Batman.
It's true. It's true. But you're right though. It is
Bat phones.
There are
Bat phones.
they are IP farms. I completely agree with you. But you don't need a comic book to be an IP farm. You can just start picking and choosing.
It is a cheaper form to do that, though.
It's
Yeah,
literally
fair enough,
just storyboarding. It's like you don't even have to make money doing it. You could just pay the artist and the writers to
Yeah.
do storyboards. You might as well sell it as a comic and recoup some of the cost right there. And then you have a break even where you have an IP farm where you have all the stories to
That's
milk.
where I would agree with the league, because it's a lot cheaper to do IP farms in a comic book series than it would be like, hey, let's do a TV show and see if any of this sticks.
Yeah,
it's a
and it's
lot
high
more of
risk.
an
It's
investment.
high risk.
For sure.
Well, what's
Video
interesting?
games, television, animated even.
Dino said,
Yeah.
and I quote, 5G is the basis of all of DC Comics in the future.
That's
Sweet.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
so
they
is
say
Final
that-
Crisis.
Yeah, so is
So is
Crisis on
Convergence.
Infinite.
None of that
Crisis on
means
Infinite.
anything.
It's just a. I mean, they're dealing with the universe, so they make it sound like it's a giant thing, but it's always the same. It's just a realigning so that
It's like G Money.
it's G Money.
He's a giant thing, but he's always the same.
It's always the same.
They want you to think it's this big
Terrible.
important thing, and then 5 years later,
Why do
it'll
I
be a
let
blip.
that go? Why? Sorry, what?
No,
But and
It'll
to be
just be
fair,
a blip on a radar in 5 years.
but
Nobody's
to,
even remember
to
it.
be fair, Final Crisis felt that way when it was happening. We're still talking about Flashpoint and things like that.
Yeah.
Some of these things matter to us. Some of these, as time goes on, the bubblegum gets chewed. Some things
So-
don't resonate like others.
So let's imagine.
I mean, it
let's just
happens.
imagine for 1 second.
If they were downsizing, like which characters they would keep. Trinity, of course.
Yeah. Well, somebody and that's the other thing is they were gonna stop focusing so much on the Trinity, I guess, or at least making them
Not the current Trinity. It would be Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, but not the originals. It would be
the ones in the 5G
Jonathan
timeline.
Kent.
Which
yeah.
but
So it'd be
here's-
whoever Batman would be as the next generation. So it wouldn't be
Yeah,
Bruce Wayne.
yeah.
Danny
Oh,
Wayne?
I got you.
See, if you're
But
not,
they kind of did that with Final Crisis too.
Well, they're kind of doing it now with the Legion, like because Jonathan Kent is part of the Legion. It's
Yeah.
not. It's
Yeah.
not Kal-El.
Sorry, it
See-
wasn't Final Crisis. I'm thinking about Infinite Crisis.
even though they're not going to get rid of the characters, do you see if this does go down and DC Comics does close? Do you see Marvel making a play for the comics and going, "Hey, listen, you guys do the
No.
movies"?
Well, no,
I'm
because
just
Marvel
curious,
already
I'm just
subs out a lot.
asking.
I
Yeah.
think everybody where money's to be made, it's not a cash grab like the 90s with comics. It's not something that you do to make money. You're not trying to invest in it. You're just trying to maintain the status quo, keep regular customers coming in on a weekly basis, and just get the comics sold. Because right now, the numbers are like 10 to 20% of what they were in the past in the heyday. They're not they're nothing to live off of, you know. So it's still a beloved art form. People still enjoy it, and people, you know, appreciate it, and it you know, connects with them.
I think digital media ruined comic books.
No,
I think it did.
I
don't
think
think
you
so.
ruined comic
Yeah,
books.
G-Money ruined comic
I
books.
have, yeah. Comics are stupid.
You don't buy them.
They're stupid.
Well, he's waiting for them to turn
Yeah.
up on audiobooks.
Yeah, I want them on audio.
You're waiting for comics in pill form.
Yeah, I want to just. I want to inject them.
Suppository form.
Ooh,
Ew.
I got one for you, buddy.
Batman suppositories. I could go for that.
I bet you
I could definitely.
Brought to you
Gross.
by AT&T.
I brought that up, and that's gross.
That's gross. I just think it's interesting that, I mean, AT&T would definitely close down if they weren't making any money. I mean, for crying out loud, they're just a company, and they would definitely close.
Aren't
the
they
comic
merging
stuff.
with Sprint?
Are they?
No, T-Mobile is.
Yeah.
Oh, T-Mobile is.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's more T-Mobile is absorbing Sprint.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think you're right.
I don't think there will be a Sprint once T-Mobile's done.
Well, I am kind of interested
man.
to see if the comic series
Well,
does come
I
to
wonder
fruition.
if it'll even happen now that Didio, the champion and architect of it, is gone.
I have a question.
He did. They did have the plan laid out. You saw the Excel spreadsheet, which is massive and kind of a slog.
First of all,
to look at.
it's an Excelsior spreadsheet.
No, it's an Excel
Oh,
spreadsheet.
Anyway, here's my
That's
question.
Marvel's timeline spreadsheet. Stupid.
Oh, that's got it. Fair enough. Why? I have a question. Why would they let Dan DiDio go?
We don't know.
What if he just quit?
Dan did not elucidate, and nobody else gave any reasons. Now everybody's just speculating. Why don't you
Maybe-
ask your buddy Ethan Van Sciver? He drew the Flash a couple times.
First of all, I just made him one of my best friends on Facebook. So
I bet you did.
Oh my God.
Maybe they're getting racist.
He's got his finger on the pulse. That
I know.
Skyver guy.
Van
Got his
Sciver?
finger
He hasn't
somewhere
drawn
else.
a
Him,
professional comic book
my
in
other
years,
favorite,
but
Chuck Dixon. I love that guy.
Yeah.
you know, I used to love Chuck Dixon.
Why?
Yeah,
why
that's
don't you love him
hard
anymore?
now.
What's
It's-
wrong with him?
Because he's a.
He's-
Why,
dildo.
why are you yelling?
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you so mad?
Well, I'm
I
not
used
mad.
to like that guy so much.
Well, Chuck Dixon, he's a very likable guy. Maybe you should give him a chance again.
No.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
I used to like AT&T.
I used to like Bob Iger.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I don't know too much about it, but why was Rob Liefeld celebrating the demise of
Because
Dan
it's something
DiDio?
that it's, you know, Rob talks his crazy Uncle Rob stuff, and he's like, DC's closing, it's all going down. They're going down in flames, and the Dio was a big problem for him, at least, you know.
Okay.
And he had a lot of opinions on.
Fair
on
enough,
him
fair enough,
And the
okay.
decisions he's made.
Anytime.
And
there's-
he loves Jim Lee. You know, Jim Lee is like,
Yeah.
you know,
Brother Jim.
yeah, brother Jim.
they used to date.
Did
I don't
they?
know if you knew, but they
Ooh.
founded Image Comics together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gave birth, if you will.
They used to draw mutants and stuff.
Yeah.
First of all, I thought that was Malibu Comics.
No,
You're an idiot.
No?
you don't know what you're talking about.
You're an idiot.
So Mirage
Yeah.
Comics, is that what you said?
Image.
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 God, you just
Are
want
they
I
good?
like how you learn just enough about comics to try to troll people.
And he probably doesn't even know what those comic labels did either. He's just aware that they existed.
And
I
the joke,
do, sir.
the joke being that Malibu Comics was
The Barbie one.
Right?
was the publishing house that kind of housed Image right when it started and before it became its own thing.
Well, to be fair, I mean, Image Comics is, you know.
They piggybacked with Malibu to get into the catalog.
I mean, Image Comics wouldn't be where it is without The Walking Dead, right?
shut up.
What?
You're a fool.
I am not. I don't. I was at. That's what I think. So I thought.
Image,
And it's way wrong.
Okay.
Image wouldn't be where it is without Youngblood.
Robert Kirkman. Right? That's the guy.
I mean, like the Image founders say, if you watch any documentaries that came out, you know, after Walking Dead, he's the poster child of what Image can be for creators. If you really hustle and work and have a really cool product, and that's how it's supposed to work, because Robert Kirkman owns his product, you know. Image put out the book, but Robert Kirkman's the master, you know.
Oh, and by the way, Jim Lee's a traitor. He doesn't even work. He doesn't even work for Image.
Well, why would he?
Oh, he is the lead publisher.
Yeah.
Interesting about AT&T wanting to close DC Comics. I'm not sure if that will ever happen, but we will.
Not gonna happen.
Only one guy is saying that.
Yeah, and he's an idiot.
Rob Liefeld.
No,
No,
Rob Liefeld
he didn't
is-
even say that.
No, he did say that.
Oh, did he say
Yeah.
that? But isn't he just piggybacking off of Skyver, though?
No, Rob's
Oh.
not that slimy. Uncle Rob's a good dude.
Oh, is he?
I didn't actually watch.
Is it because he comes and
Bipo
visit
one.
Maui Comics, Alika?
You know it.
Okay. Oh, so
He's a
you,
little loony, sure, but
let's-
so you changed your tune to the Ethan Van Sciver came
Let's
in here.
be
Is that what
fair.
you're saying?
Let's be fair. We can trash them on the show, but if they show up to the shop, we'll roll out the red
That's
carpet.
right.
If Ethan Van Sciver can take a boot to the nuts and still be cordial to me, he's won my approval.
I'm getting Ethan and Chuck in here at the same time. That's
Chuck's
it.
a big dude. I wouldn't try him. You know.
I can take him.
Yeah, I'll send format after him.
I'll dirsh him in his testicles.
Dirty.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Dersh. Brought to you by AT&T.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll Hadouken him in his
That's
testicles.
pretty insane.
wow.
Anyway, we've hit a lot. Two of the biggest things, of course, CEO Bob Iger and Ethan Van Sciver's comments on the 5G. And
Why
DC
do you say
Comics
Ethan
failing.
Van Sciver?
Because he's.
Why do you put his name? He's not part of the big news.
Oh, he's.
He's
big.
nothing.
Listen, he's big for me now. Now that I know he was the guy behind
He's the
Comicsgate.
he's
I'm
the
in.
creator of Cyberfrog. Say it out loud and see if it doesn't sound foolish.
Is there any relation to Pepe?
No.
Oh!
No, but I bet now that you said that, he's probably said something idiotic about it on his YouTube show.
Yes!
So
Woo!
check that out.
So excited. All right, well, listen. Any other news that I'm missing there? I was going to call you Alika.
Because of that lovely
Ron
hair.
Guy says this show needs more cutaway shots of random parts of the store, so I think your mastery of using the camera is failing you, sir.
Hey, listen, stop it. Damn it. Anyway, what was
Sure
the other
you
thing that came up?
High Republic.
What's that?
High Republic?
Yeah.
Is that
The
is-
High Republic is the new Star Wars series.
Oh, that was like a high article.
Oh, I was like, what?
High Republic is a Star Wars parody where all the Jedis are stoned.
Oh, sweet.
So-
What is it? What
You
is
get
it?
ready for man
What
buns
phone
and beards.
company owns
They
this?
found their way to Planet 420.
No, it's their new comic books and
Dagobah.
stories from coming out from the next couple of years.
It's
gonna be
it's
all
about
prequels.
200 years
Yeah.
before the events of A New Hope and all that.
More
Phantom
comics?
Menace.
Phantom Menace,
Goes
200
further
years
back.
prior to Phantom Menace.
So we'll find out who got Shmi pregnant.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Was a
It was
was
Palpatine.
no,
Palpatine.
it was a miracle birth.
We might see.
Yeah,
It
Palpatine
was-
did this, and then she's pregnant.
It was that actually happened in the comic. Palpatine made Shmi pregnant.
Yeah.
Just with his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't use a wand.
Just like
Digitally.
that weird monster lady on October Faction, which is a great.
Stop it! Don't
stupid
you
show.
ruin it!
It's a stupid
Don't
show.
you ruin it! We're
I
gonna
wanna
get to
ruin it
that
for
later.
everybody.
Don't ruin it yet. We're gonna get to that.
Have
Very
you been
excited.
watching it?
No.
Okay.
Actually, I haven't been watching anything the last couple weeks.
His
I have
reviews,
not as well.
his reviews of October Faction are great for the show
No, they're
because
not.
there's such disdain for it.
They're bad.
That it's fantastic.
I
It's
feel
good. You
bad
can't-
Why
after
still
I do
watch it?
that.
That's like an abusive
No,
relationship.
hey, no,
No, because Todd told me to.
That's right.
Todd's been trying
I
to
was
convince
like
him
the
to
trust-
Why
watch
you
it.
listen to everything
That's
Todd
still
says?
an
okay.
abusive relationship.
Put it
These
this way.
guys tell me it's going to get better later, and it doesn't.
Tell me you
Apparently
would not
it's
be
an episode
intrigued by this because I said it's garbage and I hate it after watching one episode and then a second episode, and I'm telling Todd what I don't like about it, and he's like, "Yes, I agree with you that it does suck," and and exactly for those reasons. But then he goes, "But you need to watch it till episode 9 because the twist is really worth it, man." And I'm like,
How many episodes are there?
10.
Episode 9 is when it gets
You
good.
need to wait until the show's
Wow.
almost
So
over
are
to
you,
get good.
does that not is
Oh
it just
my
not an
God.
intriguing proposition
I would
that
not-
someone tells you
No.
someone tells you I agree with why you're saying this sucks,
What
but
phone
you
company
need to
is producing this?
you need to watch this
How are you
until
forcing
almost
yourself
the
to
very
watch
end.
these?
If I have to invest that much time for something to get good, I'm not gonna. Like when you told me that the first Assassin's Creed, when they reboot the franchise, takes an hour until it starts getting good, I was like, forget it. I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
gonna
it's
spend
true.
that much time
It's true.
waiting for it to get good.
What?
Yeah. The Assassin's Creed.
I'm
the-
reaching back a little bit, but
The
yeah.
not
Was it
not-
Odyssey?
It was Odyssey. Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a while for
Oh.
it to get going.
Yeah, he says it takes an hour before it gets good. I'm like, forget that.
Yeah,
How long is it? An hour and 2 minutes.
yeah, it's not good. Anyway, so
You can play Syndicate and stop.
That's
yes,
what I thought.
Syndicate's great.
Because I played that and I haven't really enjoyed a single one of them.
By the way,
since.
Odyssey is good, and so was the other one before
Yeah.
that. I forget what it was called.
I don't.
He
Well,
was in Egypt.
but that's besides the point.
Anyway, beside the point.
Origin.
Origin. Thank you. What were you gonna say?
Mulan. Assassin's Creed Mulan.
That's what I asked you about the Star Wars comics. What was it? What was
High
the
Republic.
High Republic.
That's
Also,
pretty much
it's
it. It's-
comics and books, and it's going to be spanning between 10 different publishers. So IDW's on it, Marvel's on it, and a few companies of books.
I thought it was just IDW putting the comics out.
No, I think
comics,
Marvel's
yeah,
in
but
on
the
it
books-
too.
Oh, I see.
There's-
The continuity
there's-
is stretching across books and
Yeah, there's books.
graphic
We
novels
might
and stuff too.
Wait.
It's
so
probably fueling the next movies. Too,
Are
they're
we
saying.
Yeah.
building another expanded
No,
universe?
Yes.
well, no,
Yes, it
Post
is.
Disney, they're all the same canon. So this is not. This is canon.
This is kind of
No,
this
no,
is
no,
their-
no,
this
that's
is
what I'm
No,
their-
saying.
he's asking if we're doing like a legacy thing, like with the Dark Horse books, and that became extended universe, which is
That's
real
gone.
Star
That's-
Wars.
That's what I'm saying. Like this seems to be
This
like build their own extended universe.
Yes, this is because then they've been planning out.
They cherry
multiple
picked
books.
since they cherry picked everything else from extended universe and made,
So one interesting thing though, because they always farm even though they said they're
So animated.
I know she's
I
Mary
know.
Sue.
Even
Such
though-
a freaking Mary Sue.
No, you.
Yeah, you are.
even Disney promised to dump everything that Dark Horse did. Supposedly their new
Mhm.
canon was so good and so important, and it was going to be great. We find them borrowing heavily from the Dark Horse and the original novels.
Yeah.
That Thrawn is already shown back
Yep.
up with almost the same
BB-8.
origin.
No, he wasn't in.
But you don't think that's desperation though?
Yes,
Because
thank you.
But that's what
Dark-
I'm. So
Thank you.
so what I'm getting at is with the High Republic, that's set 200 years before the Phantom Menace. What's going to happen is we're probably
Knights of the
going to
Old
get,
Republic.
but we're also probably going to get one of the most popular Jedi/Sith ever to grace the pages, aside from Darth Vader,
Um,
Darth Revan.
No, I did. It's from what they even show on the video. It's
Darth
basic-
Revan's in that time period.
I know, and I
For,
love the-
from the the
I love
cutout
Darth
canon, but
But then we're not looking.
Darth Marijuana.
hey, I mean,
No, there's
High
no
Republic.
Sith at
High
all.
Republic.
From what they showed, the first thing they're basically making the Jedi's, basically like
Monks.
Texas
First
Rangers.
of all, it wouldn't
Yeah,
be Darth
they're
Marijuana.
space
It'd
police.
be Darth Cannabis.
Yeah, because they're patrolling the outer edges
Fair
of
enough.
the Republic space,
so it's the original script to Ghostbusters.
basically. But then you're gonna be basically
Nice.
fighting pirates, basically what they're up against.
Sure.
Space Pirates?
You know what's
Something
funny?
like that.
You know
It's
what's
like a
funny is
class-
one of the
sounds
few.
lame.
Yeah, one of the few droids.
I'm sure they got Johnny Depp for this.
You remember the Droids animated series?
Yes.
One of the very few ones I have on VHS is actually them dealing with pirates. And one of the pirates in that episode's name is Kylo Ren.
Stop saying pirates. It's space pirates.
I'm space
Thank
pirates.
you.
But pirates. Space pirates?
Space pirates. Yes. So hang on a second. So what's the whole point with the High Republic?
They want to make money.
No. I know, but is there what is the point of it? So this is a prequel again.
It's their own
It's a prequel.
universe.
Prequel.
Yeah, they're making their own stuff,
Pre.
All right.
and they want to make money.
This goes back to what he was talking about IP farming.
Yeah,
It's probably going to be fueling what the next movies are.
Oh my god.
you should saw their whiteboard when they went posted it. It was funny.
Either that or they
Well,
already have the next movie
wait.
started and this is what sets it up.
They posted the whiteboard of what the stories were going to be.
What they wanted.
Well,
Why
I
is
mean,
it a whiteboard, by the way?
You also
That sounds
gotta remember.
racist.
You gotta remember after
There are blackboards that exist, bro.
after the Mandalorian
Then why did they pick the whiteboard?
success. By the
Easy to wipe
way,
off.
after the success of the Mandalorian, I think Disney wised up with the kind of IP that they want to farm from, and so things of this High Republic stuff they could stretch out over the course of a series. You know, it's not apt for like a movie
Oh,
or
you can
anything.
go
No, they
forever.
could.
May,
They,
may I ask you what was on the whiteboard?
Do you want me to?
Kinda, sorta.
There's
Well,
a drawing of Darth Maul.
things that they want to put on is dinosaurs for one thing.
Ugh.
Dinosaurs?
An actual ending.
An actual ending?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No main characters.
No main characters?
No main character.
Oh, one main
So,
character. Okay.
Diversity.
No, not another
Dive-
hero's journey.
Wait a minute.
It's going to be Bob Skywalker.
Diversity was on the whiteboard.
To be fair, I checked on most of these people's backgrounds, the ones that show who's writing it. All of them are very strong left-leaning
Dinosaurs. I wonder what Ethan Van Sciver has to say about this.
I can tell you what I had to say. And what was the other one?
You know the best one is that no pro-war. Star Wars.
Okay, so let me use that as a lead-in because I've been rewatching the Clone Wars. Anybody who's watched that series,
I watched
6
it.
seasons
Fun.
long, and so there's so much of it that it was intimidating. But I'm just like putting it on in the background and kind of watching it. But this show, and it's a CG animated show meant for children, is really, really doesn't shy away from anything about war. Like the
That was-
body count for each episode is crazy. Like there's people just dying everywhere. And it's just a lot of people don't even care. They just like leave bodies just
Dave
strewn
Filoni,
about.
man. That's what
When
he
Clone
made.
Wars first showed
But
up
it's
on
impressive.
the scene,
I am enjoying it because of the way it opens up the world.
So wait, what's your favorite episode from the Clone Wars so far?
Well, I don't know. I'm on season 2 still.
Oh, okay.
I'm binging my way through it to get up to current. I also watched the new episode 7, but I was kind of like in the middle of nowhere with that.
That might be currently my favorite episode.
So now this is season 7 is the first explicitly produced one from Disney.
Yes.
Okay, so question is this: I got to see a lot of Clone Wars. I hated it when it first was on Cartoon Network. And by the way, I hated the movie. I thought the movie was terrible.
I hate you.
Okay, but here's the thing.
We all do.
The reason why I didn't like it was because I didn't like the voiceover guy in the beginning.
The announcer?
The announcer guy. Yeah.
And so in the Clone Wars, that guy's actually an admiral, which
Yeah.
is really confusing because he announces the beginning of each episode.
Yes.
And then he's talking to Anakin and he's commanding things. So you're like in the middle of the episode hearing the announcer's voice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird.
It's kind of jarring.
Yeah.
But
It's weird, but yeah. So I had to get past that, and then I realized how the stories were actually pretty good.
they're
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Especially and a lot of the stuff because I kind of watched a reduced version on a YouTuber's blog or whatever about the Mandalore stories, the Mandalore related
Oh, those
stuff,
are really good
and the
ones.
Darksaber,
Yes.
and they kind of did a redux on it, and so I'm watching it from the beginning, and I'm just like, this is a really, really well told story. you
Yeah,
know?
the Darksaber was Dave Filoni's actual own work, so
Nice. That's cool.
That whole episode, season
And
was really
spoilers
fun.
for Mandalorian, the Darksaber shows
Yep.
up at the end of Mandalorian, which is like
Yeah,
mind blowing.
Dave Filoni.
well, Dave Filoni is also working on The Mandalorian, as we know.
Yeah.
And so is Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
With all of the stuff going on in Disney,
Just give that man Star Wars already.
we could
Yeah.
see. Well, like I said, we could see a transition happening. There's a lot of rumor that Kathleen Kennedy may be going next. She's apparently been barred from the set of The Mandalorian, so who knows? This is. I mean, maybe Filoni and Favreau are making a play for the Star Wars
We
universe.
have to wait and see before
I
that.
see
We can't-
Filoni maybe doing it. I don't think Favreau wants to get chained up to Star Wars.
No, yeah, I think
Filoni
He
would be the
seems
right
like,
guy.
He seems like he would want the freedom to like come in, do something,
he
come out.
started the MCU, so if he can't get chained down by that,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he basically just creates gold and walks away from it. I think the only thing he's stoked to be doing right now is his cooking show on Netflix.
yeah, like,
He really likes that.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
he
really
wants
good.
to have the freedom to, get out there and do other projects. Because if he just says, "Oh, I'm going to be running Star Wars from now on," he's never going to do anything else.
DJ's
No,
asked.
it's true. No, it's very,
So
very
DJ
true.
asked, "Where's Todd?" We don't know. Is Todd dead? Is the trending hashtag?
Where
right now.
is Todd?
Is Todd dead?
Yeah. We
Don't
don't
know.
know. Sleeping.
Does anybody else know? Do you know? Does
If
Todd-
He
anybody
doesn't
knows about
answer any
Todd's
phone
whereabouts.
calls.
DJ, find out for us,
Yeah,
please.
DJ, you're his best bud.
Don't
Hashtag-
put DJ on the trail because he
He
actually
has.
cares about Todd. He'll be out here with like Doug the Bounty Hunter. Get up and ready.
I want to see that then. You know you want to see that.
Someone should turn this into a comic.
Yeah.
Done by AT&T.
I'm really saddened that DJ is Todd's best bud and not mine, but whatever. Anyway, if you know where he's
That
at,
tells you right away that Todd is more likable than you.
I know it's kind of sad, right?
You know, that's true for a lot.
Is it really? Oh, good. Thank you. Anyway, it's interesting about the Star Wars. I hope it goes somewhere. Maybe.
I don't know. I was looking
Yes.
at some of their test panels.
That's
of
interesting
art.
about the Star
It
Wars.
was.
I hope it
Baby
goes
Yoda.
somewhere.
I do. I hope,
Those
well,
Star Wars.
Well, I mean, with books, because we haven't seen a Star Wars book in quite some time. I
No,
mean,
we haven't. What?
Yes, we have.
Yeah,
the
we did.
novels are coming out
What are you
regularly.
Dude, there's
Yeah.
novels like
Are
almost
there really?
every
Yeah.
month.
Yes.
The aftermath.
Really?
Yes.
You know what's?
I thought comics were coming out every
I
month.
think-
Dude, there's novels
the
all
first
the
one-
time.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
It was the first one was aftermath.
Because they didn't come out on audiobook.
So
he
not
doesn't
only
know.
not
Fair
only
enough, you
not
jerk.
only have they been novelizing the movies that have been coming out, but they'll also do like fill-in stories, like in G Money. I know we said
yes.
it in the intros, but that bears repeating
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Ouch.
because you look like them.
I kind of want to fight Jimmy J.
Ouch.
I feel like I should get free passes next year
Here's
for
the
that.
problem. The problem with it
Anybody
is
who
that
gets called G Money is owed an apology.
Yes.
Gannon
Except
is
you, G-Money.
nowhere
You
near
stupid
as
G-Money.
handsome as me.
You notice Jimmy
So
J's not
that's the
watching
reason.
tonight's episode.
Oh, yeah. He knows. He
He
knows.
probably spent the whole week and be like, oh, I can't
We're
believe I
buffering
called
again.
Gannon G Money.
Buffering again.
We're buffing. I got
Yeah,
clear
it
right now.
came
Okay,
up.
we're good.
Yeah,
We're back
good.
off, so not so bad this time.
All right. Anyway, so G Money.
God, I'm gonna.
Jesus.
Oh,
Kick him in the nuts.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna do a Johnny Cage to him. Just
All right. Well, good luck finding it.
Good, like, yeah.
The Shadow Punch?
Takes a while. Anywho,
Specific.
I'm very interested to see where the High Republic is going, and hopefully it's a new universe that
Sounds terrible.
it does.
Debuting on 420.
I'm not really wowed by the idea.
No.
It just
I don't
sounds like
think
a very
anybody is.
bland concept to do
I
another
think-
Star
I'm
Wars story.
pretty sure they're gonna.
It's not a very
I
exciting
think what they're
idea.
trying to do is they're trying to get into a pocket of time where they're not, because right now they're shoulder to shoulder. Anything you do within these timelines with the
Yeah.
familiar characters, there's so much canon already laid out that there's like, oh,
Right.
here's like 3 days that we don't know what happened. Let's cram in a movie or something in this time period.
So on these 3 days, so Han Solo's carbonite ended up flying
So-
around in space.
but
What
the-
happened?
And so the challenge with that becomes you want to spend more time with these beloved characters, but you're starting to fill in their canon way too much because now you know everything that they've done
Yeah.
at every point in their life. And then when you start filling in the gaps that were supposed to just be left to be assumed to be nothing boring, then you're also stuck with the dilemma of that story has to end in such a way that's going to be not very satisfying because
Right?
nothing,
Yeah.
because you know where it ends up.
Right.
You know everybody survives and makes it to the next movie
So
that they're
aren't
in.
you glad that Luke, Leia, Han, Ben, and everybody, they're all dead now?
Awesome.
It's great. Now we can just move on.
Jesus
right?
Christ.
I'm just saying.
And
so that
your
everybody
favorite
wants
one,
for
your
like-
favorite one, Ray, is still alive.
know,
So we
she's
get
a-
more Ray stories.
It's great. She's a
Yay.
Palpatine. Woo! Spoiler.
Oh, God.
And
That
Yoda's
gave me
really
a
old, so he
headache.
could show up in the High
Yeah,
Republic.
he can.
What's
We
your
might-
name?
we might-
Ray
yeah.
Palpatine.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can show up.
As the child. Baby Yoda, actually Baby Yoda.
Maybe we'll see Dark Revan. I want Dark Revan.
It's the High
Huh?
Republic.
I'm still liking my
It
Bob
sounds like
Skywalker
you had
idea.
to be high in order
He's
to come
small
up
enough.
with this.
Well, you know what? You know what's going to happen is Star Wars and Star Trek are going to cross over, and they're going to
Oh,
find
God,
that
no.
they're going to find that Genesis planet from the Search for Spock,
Sweet.
Please
and they're
don't.
going to keep on rebirthing all our favorite characters.
It didn't die in
I'm
this
having a headache
J.J.
now.
Abrams universe.
Yes, that's
yeah.
true.
We never found out what happened to Genesis in the Abrams universe.
That is true.
It continued to exist.
The
That's
Kelvin
right.
timeline. You're absolutely
It
right.
keeps getting reborn.
Yeah.
Yes, the Kelvin timeline.
Oh my God, we just figured that out.
Okay,
They're like,
here's,
oh, Han Solo's dead. Not.
here's the problem, and this is why I thought it was a horrible idea for J.J. Abrams to do any Star Wars.
Why?
He's a huge fan of Star Wars. He wasn't a huge fan of Star Trek. He actually brought something to Star Trek. He
Yeah, I've
didn't
heard
bring
this argument of
anything
yours.
to Star Wars.
Yeah, he brought Star Wars to Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kinda,
R2D2
sorta.
is literally in the first movie.
He is.
He
He's
is.
literally in the first movie. It is pretty sweet. Anyway,
So they are going to go to Genesis?
yes, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
He's saying, are you suggesting that both universes are now tied together somehow?
Could be.
J.J. Abrams
the
said so.
the Abrams verse.
Ugh.
What?
That sounded horrible. Like,
doesn't Abrams verse.
Abrams
Is
verse.
No.
good. Yeah.
No.
I don't hate on Abrams, but
I don't hate on Abrams. My favorite thing about him is his.
he really should just stick to directing and find a good writer. That's
My
all.
favorite-
Well, he should really just stick to co-signing his son's Spider-Man stories.
Yeah.
How's
Did that series even finish yet?
I think 505 just came out.
Nice.
Oh,
He
that's
should
it.
start writing things like.
Is it any good? Has
Dragon
anyone
Ball.
read it?
I read
So-
the first issue
some
and I was
people
like,
said it was
eh.
okay.
It was, eh.
The art is what's good, and that's Sarah Pacelli, the creator. She's the creator of
It's-
Miles Morales.
it's
She's a good artist. So, and
Right,
you know, if you
okay.
have a good Spider-Man artist, it's hard to mess it up with a bad story.
What's the story about?
It's super clear that the son's writing it though, and J.J. Abrams is just like, yeah, that's all right.
So wait,
It's very clear when you
Boy,
read
son,
What's the story
Way to
about?
go, boy.
girls draw comic books?
you're an idiot.
Oh.
Just shut up and
Just
shut
a-
your mouth.
just
I met a
What a
really great one
maroon.
at the con.
Who?
Merca Andolfo. She does Unnatural.
Oh.
She's doing a new book coming out in March called Mercy.
That's that Miss
Great,
Piggy book.
Great.
This Piggy book. Okay,
Very,
fair
very
enough.
Italian too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Oh,
I'm.
okay.
I went up to her. She's like, "Arrivederci." She was like, "No, she didn't do that." I wanted.
Welcome
I
to the
wanted her to.
convention.
You look at the spaghetti.
I draw the comic books.
the comic books. Anyway,
That's racist.
it is a little right, but that's,
Yeah,
that's
it
fun. It's time.
What's
Alika.
time? Oh, Oktoberfaction. We
It's
get to
time.
talk about
Oh,
stupid
crap.
Ladies and
Oktoberfaction?
gentlemen,
I
it
feel
is
like we
time.
talked about it a lot already.
Not only are we going to talk about his favorite subject, which is Netflix, we're also going to talk about one of the series that he's currently watching for every week and his Netflix kids
And
show.
he's
that
gonna
watching.
run away.
And
set
he's
him up and
leaving. And he's out of here, ladies and gentlemen.
This is
That's
just
it
like
for Alika.
Spaceballs.
Woo! He's going out the door. Yeah.
So, the George Clone
Down the
Wars.
aisle and out the door.
I was about to get up to go pee, but now I feel like I'm on the hook to stay here.
You kind of are.
I want to make this table look very lopsided if I leave.
Oktoberfest.
Just go.
I don't read it.
Just go.
Or I don't watch it, I mean.
Oh, good.
You just go right there.
Has anybody read the comic?
Nope.
No.
No.
I don't even
I didn't
know if
know
I
it was
bought
a
it.
comic.
IDW, yeah.
What are comics?
We sell them here at the store, bro.
It sucks when you try to be funny.
All right. Anyway,
It's
Oktoberfest. We're on episode 3 for the last 2 weeks. Alika has wonderfully expressed his love for Oktoberfest. Every
no,
week he
that's not
does
what I've been
one
doing.
episode. He did
been being
episode
very
1
mean
2 weeks
about it.
ago. He did episode 2 last
Bye,
week. And
Yanni.
this week, Oktoberfest on Netflix, he is going to be reviewing episode 3. Where are we in the story of Oktoberfest, Alika?
So,
You know what's funny is that our viewer count just went up when they talk about Oktoberfest.
See, look.
well, because
I think they want to watch you suffer.
so I was so intrigued by what Todd Bernardi said. Like, I was just like, how does he think that, like, after there's something that's got to happen, what he thinks it's okay to tell me to keep watching the show that I clearly dislike. But he also agrees with me on why I dislike it. So I'm like, I am so curious now. There's got to be something really turns it around
I
or
think
something.
he's just yanking your chain, man.
I
He's
think
just
he's
terrible
suffer.
all the way through,
So what I did
but he
is
wants someone else to
I-
suffer with him.
paying attention to this show is just unbearable for me. I apologize if you love the show and are getting into the world and are like, gee willikers, I wish I was this very shallow caricature of a person with
Holy
magical powers opening up this magical world before me, and I'm discovering
Oh my
magic,
God.
but I'm not a person, I'm a caricature.
Okay.
And so that's I've always wondered what that would be like, and Oktoberfest is allowing me that fantasy.
Oh, lovely.
You're
And
sounding like
so-
you're dying on the inside.
No, it's bad. And so Todd is like, oh, but the stuff about the dad and the brother. And so he's like, this big twist starts happening and these revelations about them. I'm trying not to spoil this show.
The dad is the brother. No, I don't know.
That would actually be a good twist, actually.
So what? So just because we haven't really gone over it, what is the actual story of Oktoberfest, so everyone kind of knows?
So basically, it starts with the dad of the main character, who is a husband and wife. They, has died, and so they go to the house for the funeral and are putting to rest. The son clearly does not care for the dad. I think there was a flashback in the early episode where the dad was like even bigoted towards his black girlfriend at the time, who's now his wife. Some very like cliche, I'm an a-hole kind of crap. Here's my a-hole dad, and I don't like him, and blah, blah, blah. And they're in this world of monsters, but they're hidden from people. So they're these agents tasked with keeping monsters secret from the world.
Men
So
in
that-
Blackish.
a little bit, yeah. They got high tech, high resources, all these weapon. Yeah, 8-tracks. What is that?
It's an 8-track. It's Jim Neighbors. Everything is beautiful.
My grandfather, just as a sidetrack, loves Jim Neighbors, the singer.
Who doesn't?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Good. Anyway, Jim Neighbors.
Who recently passed away? Rest in love, Jim Neighbors.
Yeah.
Who is also, which I love this because my grandfather he's not a bigoted guy at all, but he leans right very hard. And
What? Just because you lean right, you got to be a bigot, Alika?
well, I'm just telling you, Jim Neighbors was a homosexual.
Ugh. No, I'm just kidding.
And that's my
Wow.
favorite thing is because he released a lot
Why
of
did,
gospel.
why did he throw it to me, by the way?
Jim Neighbors released a lot of gospel albums.
Yes, he did.
And so a lot of right-leaning people were big fans of his singing. And when they found out he was a homosexual, it was like so delicious.
First of all, it was so delicious.
Wow.
Delicious.
And that's why I'm a big Jim Neighbors fan. I'm like, golly.
Anywho, getting
But
back
he
to
passed away, so rest
Yes.
in love, Jim Neighbors. We love you.
And Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
We don't love Oktoberfest. You can go ahead and die. Nobody's going to say any of that nice stuff about you.
All right, let's get to Netflix, kids.
But let me just say that instead of just watching episode 3, because I just could not stomach the fact I don't want to pay attention to the episodes. I don't want to I didn't want to sit here and talk about episode 3 about what
Okay.
sucked about it, because
Okay.
there are so many individual stupid things that sucked about it. And Like, I hate all the characters in the show. There's nobody I like. Like, nobody. There is not a single character in this show.
No
that I
one
like.
is redeeming. No redeeming
Nobody has
quality.
any redeeming quality. They're all a-holes.
Wow.
Even the daughter is the closest one to having redeeming qualities. She's not. No, but she doesn't. She doesn't.
God.
They all suck. And so, so basically, let me break it down because the spoiler, the twist or whatever is not really a twist. I wish Todd was here to like try to defend this to me.
It's funny you should bring that up. Todd's finally come in and said that,
He's
sorry,
alive!
I'm staying home. So we have confirmation that Todd
He's
Pagardi
alive!
is in fact
Thank God.
alive.
He's
All right.
alive.
All right, well,
God.
Slept. Todd, get on the chat.
So the
Maybe-
mystery of the show is over. Todd is alive.
I wish Todd could explain to me why he thinks that not telling you a giant piece of information at the beginning of the season and then saying it later and would be considered a twist. I know it has the makings of what a twist might be.
Yes!
It's not a twist. There was no freaking twist. Everything was telegraphed from like the first episode. He's like, it's a Shyamalan level twist. And I'm like, Shyamalan has satisfying twists. Even the movies everybody talks crap about, I enjoy them. You remember the twist. This twist is garbage. So let me also just say, he said to wait till episode 9. I could only trudge through episode 8 when a major twist happens. Maybe that's not the twist. Maybe there's another twist in store that's just going to blow my mind. But I'm going to ruin something for you guys. I need to ruin
please,
it.
God, ruin it.
Do it.
Can I? Am I allowed to do
it.
that?
Go ahead.
I need to ruin this for everybody
Spoilers.
because it's still so stupid. So basically, these agents, these high-level agents, the husband and wife I'm talking about, the dad died and whatever, and the kids are new kids in this town school or whatever. And I'm sure there's more twists abound, but the main twist is these people have been working their entire life, killing monsters and keeping it secret from the human race.
Okay.
And it turns out their agency. It turns out monsters have feelings.
Okay.
Turns out monsters are like people.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Okay.
That's the
actually
twist?
That's actually pretty effing common sense. I was so mad, and I was like, and the twist is that this husband and wife were the first people who've ever worked for this agency to ever consider that monsters have feelings and are people, and that's why they're so conflicted about working for this stupid agency, and that's why they don't like the dad, is because the dad loved to kill monsters, and it's like a very thinly, shallowly veiled, like they literally call the agency they work for, they call the facility Auschwitz. Like they're like, there's no artful telling of this story, unless the comics are just mind-blowing and they just botched it, but Todd is like preaching that this twist is like the greatest, and there's more to the twist. I'm not like completely ruining it. You can still.
So wait a minute. So you
trudge
went
through.
all the way to 8?
I'm on episode 8. He says the twist happens at 9, so maybe he. I don't know.
Wait, you're burying the lead. So did you watch 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7?
Yeah, in the background. There's
Oh,
nothing important that
okay.
happens. Seriously,
Well,
it is just like
this show is getting this segment is getting cut short.
the episodes 3 through 8 are basically you wallowing around in their crappy high school existence of the children.
Oh God.
And interspersed with random shots of them chasing down monsters, and somehow in the first time in history of this agency being the first agents to actually talk to the monsters instead of killing them first. Somehow.
Oh, God.
Somehow. And then miraculously learning that the humanity of these monsters after all these decades and centuries.
But they're monsters. They're not. There's no humanity.
But there is,
Oh.
because people and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
It was so...
Hey,
Far
monster
racist.
lives matter.
But it's
Yeah.
just a stupid, stinking, giant allegory for racism, because they're like, if you just talk to the monsters, you realize they're people too. You know, it's
Wow.
like,
Holy crap!
You
All
just want
right.
to end
It
this
is.
segment, don't you?
So wait a minute.
It's
All
so
right. So
bad.
you haven't even
I
got.
watched the last 2 episodes. I don't care.
So you okay?
but
Good, because you haven't even got to the twist. The twist was coming in 9.
He said no, but I'm pretty sure 8 is where the twist happened, because it was like a pretty, like it was meant to be a punctuation mark. I'm sure Todd had meant it's episode 8, where you realize who the children are and realize that.
He watches episode 9, then it turns out
And then I
they
come
are
back
monsters.
and I come back at episode 9 and be like, I was wrong, guys. You gotta watch it.
I can't wait till it
You
happens.
gotta watch it.
Dude, it gets so much better.
Todd was right. Episode 9 and 10. So worth it. So worth the rest of the crap that you put up with.
Hey,
like if
Todd's
you-
in the chat.
I'm
Just
so happy
remember,
to hear
you
that.
said that.
All right,
Yeah.
I can't
Todd was
wait.
right.
All right, yeah. So when you say Todd was right, so come next week, you're going to be done with both of them.
I'm gonna watch episode 9 and 10 after.
Yes,
And we'll get
yes.
3 through 8, man, still crap. Still total garbage.
God.
All right, fair enough. I'm excited that you watched 3 through 8. I'm very sad because I wanted to hear this every week. For the
Really?
next 10 for the
You
You
next
just
8
wanted to
weeks.
listen to me trash a show for every.
Yes.
Yes,
Wait,
yes,
has it
yes.
been out for that many weeks?
No.
I did episode 1 and 2 already.
Yeah,
This
so
is gonna be
I-
episode
he was
3.
he was gonna review every
You said
single
every
episode.
week, so it's like it's.
Yeah, it was gonna be a
Netflix.
weekly.
It's all out one time.
Yeah.
No.
I couldn't stand to watch more than one at a
Oh,
time.
Right.
okay, I get it now.
Yeah,
I get it now.
Yeah,
But instead, I just put it on the background, and none of those episodes are
the
necessary.
interesting thing was is that
Nothing
that's the
that
only
happens in
show
them
that
matter.
he wouldn't binge, and now he's binged it. He said he would not binge that show, and
Because
he did.
it's on the fall promise of it.
You
getting
know
good.
what? I actually am glad I watched it for one reason, is because I can get you to dislike it now.
Yes.
Because they call female warlocks warlocks.
Really?
They're not witches. Everybody's a warlock.
All right, I'm gonna hate this
Yeah.
show already. I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah, because I know that was a big sticking
Don't
point for you. That
underestimate
female
G. He's the
magic.
he's the king contrarian. He's gonna say, "Oh no, but
Females
you don't get it."
are witches. Males are warlocks.
That's what he says. That's what he says. And so you'll probably hate the show being warlocks.
Oh my gosh! What the fudge?
I'm glad I could make someone else hate this show.
I already hate it. I haven't seen an episode of the show yet. Sweet. All right, Todd, you suck. I don't even know why.
He only just now resurfaced, and now you're gonna put him into a depression.
Yeah, well, that's why. Yeah, I can't believe
It's
he was
terrible.
making me hate the show. So, 9 and 10 next week, right here on the
Episode
NERDWatch.
9 and 10. I'm
October
gonna
Faction,
just-
episode 9 and 10.
Put on the old boots.
Any
Wade
re-
on through.
All right, any
Yeah.
recommendations for kid Netflix this week?
Yeah, there is a really good one. I
Of
wonder if
course
you've
there
seen
is.
it. It's video game based. I think it's new. It's called Glitch or something. Glitch something.
Oh yeah. I didn't see it, but it popped up in my
My kids have been
my
watching
recommended.
it. The animation's great. The concept is awesome. It's like augmented reality video games, and the style is semi-Cal Arts, Steven Universe-ish.
I'm a little
Close.
disappointed. No stables, no preteen girls,
No horses,
no horses,
No mermaids.
no mermaids.
You know, my kid. I gotta ask them about the live action shows because there are some really bonkers live action shows that they've been watching, and it's funny how much is meant for kids, man. But
Yeah.
Glitch was the main one that kind of caught my eye that they were watching.
Wow. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Gannon, since we haven't seen you in a couple weeks, what have you been watching lately? By the way, every week, just to let you know, he does a kids. He does a.
I was
kids
here when
Netflix-
that started.
Oh, okay, good. So make sure you knew that.
I finally got a hold of the In Search of Darkness documentary.
The horror movie.
It was a
documentary.
crowdsourced thing, so I don't know if it's going to hit mass market or not. I'm really not clear on that. But it's just about 80s horror films, and it's 4.5 hours long.
Wow.
4.5 hours long.
Why not make it a series like The Toys That Made Us?
To be completely honest, they should have broken it down by year, because that's how they do it as chapters throughout the movie. But I think the reason why is because they don't spend as much time per year. Because there's probably a year here and there where there's not a lot that comes out.
Right.
It's probably why.
So
But
this is explicitly about 80s horror.
specifically 80s horror. They do a little bit talking about the 70s and how it led into the 80s and how, Psycho is one of the big influences for Halloween and that kind of stuff. But Halloween is obviously not addressed because that didn't come out in the 80s.
Right.
But they do discuss the sequels as they go into it. Ultimately, if you're a horror fan, you're really not going to learn anything new, if I'm being completely honest. But it is kind of fun to see the people that they put together to discuss all these movies, because they got a lot of people, pretty good cross section of all the people that have been in these things or are fans of this stuff.
Talking Heads.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's
I want to
it's
say,
a
by the
long
way,
watch though.
since VH1 came around
Yeah,
and
4
created
hours,
the
Jesus.
Talking Heads format for shows could pump out reality shows like that,
Mm-hmm.
all these documentaries are. I mean, it's good to hear from these people, I'm sure.
Well, to be fair, I really enjoyed, and I ate them up. I love the Nightmare on Elm Street doc that was 4 hours long,
But that's a little bit easier to digest because, again, each section is broken down by movie. This
True.
one's just straight on through. Granted, yeah, you can chapter select and all of that.
the Jason
But
one is fantastic. That's
To be
another one.
honest, it's kind of a shame that they didn't. How Alika just suggested if they just broke it down into episodes, because that actually would have been a fun Netflix series if they broke it down per movie and expanded out even further. But
Did they talk about Night of the Creeps?
Yeah, well, to be completely honest with you, I nodded out here and there. I mean, it's 4.5 hours long.
All right, fair
But
enough.
I know I nodded out in a few sections, but I'm sure it came up.
Okay, good. It's a good show. Good movie. Anything else you've been watching? Did you get any movies while you were in the Oahu's?
Nothing new or exciting.
Nothing new or
I
exciting?
picked up a Steelbook of Hellboy at Best Buy. That's not really exciting.
4K?
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
Shut up.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right, sweet. All right, so that was the In Search of Darkness.
In Search of Darkness, again, it was a crowdsourced thing, so depending on which edition you bought, there'll be a different. It's kind of said that it's hosted, but really it's just the intro and outro might be different per whatever version you got. 'Cause
Elvira.
Corey Taylor had one. Of course, I got the Elvira one, and I think there's other ones because there's a Kickstarter campaign, an Indiegogo campaign, and then if you bought directly from whoever would be the so-called host of that particular edition. So there's probably multiple different versions of that. I'm technically in the credits on this movie because I bought one of these things. Yeah, if you bought it in advance, you get listed in the credits. So yeah, like the credits is probably 20 minutes long.
By the way, who would buy the
So
Corey
you're
Taylor
like a
one?
superstar now.
People that like Slipknot
Slipknot sucks.
or what was that other band he was in? Stone Sour. I was gonna say Stonehenge. That's way wrong.
All right, fair
You know,
enough.
I don't like his band. I don't like a lot of the stuff he's done, but
One thing I like about them is the masks.
he's a big fanboy, which I
Yeah,
like.
that's
Like,
cool. Okay.
he's the kind of guy who would go to a comic book store instead of like going out and bombing around town like the rest of the band probably does. He'd rather go hit up a comic book store and like buy a ton of books and collectibles and statues and figures. Like that's him,
All right, that makes him cool. Did you do it with mask on?
huh?
Did you do it with the mask
No,
on?
he didn't, because that's ridiculous. Because you just heard him talk like this the whole time.
I'm just asking. Just curious. Well, good. I'm glad you had the opportunity to see it. I would like to watch it, but if it's not as good as
It's not that it's not good. It's just that like if you're looking to watch it to learn new things about
Yeah.
the movies, you're probably not gonna learn much. But it's a fun watch to see how these people reflect on the movies.
right.
Yeah.
Well, John Carpenter's in it. I heard.
John
This is my
Carpenter. I
phone
mean,
right
there's
there.
so many names. Like you could just
Sean S. Cunningham is in it, isn't he?
he's in there. Wes Craven. They somehow got. No, I'm kidding.
You're horrible.
Been dead for a while.
You're a horrible
Heather
person.
Langenkamp, Ken Sagos,
Tom
Corey
Savini.
Taylor's in there. Tom Savini. It's weird. He was not. He
Wow.
wasn't involved. Robert Englund wasn't involved either, which is a
Nicotero?
weird one. Nicotero is. Kane Hodder is. There's
Will
a guy.
Smith.
No.
No. Nick
No.
Cage.
Keith David.
Oh,
He
Keith
was
David.
in
Who
there.
doesn't love Keith David?
Yeah, there's just a ton of people in there.
Tom Selleck.
No, but Harrison Ford. No.
Nice.
Harrison Ford's like, let me tell you what I think about Friday the 13th Part 3.
Oh, I like that already.
That's not what he talks like at all.
Oh, okay.
He kind of talks like this.
Hey, kid.
Sounds very boring. Is anybody following the news in Indiana Jones 5, by the way?
Yes, they are.
One interview, he says they're going to start shooting in like a couple of months or a couple
yeah,
of weeks.
yeah.
Now he's saying, oh, there's script issues.
That's the movie with the dog, right?
Yeah.
They're interviewing for the
It's
movie with the
called
dog.
Indiana Jones and the Call of the Wild.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. With the, excuse me, not the dog, the CGI'd dog.
While we're
yeah.
on the topic of dog movies, can I say that
Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana.
All right.
Yes.
The
I
dog.
actually watched the William Dafoe movie Togo
Ugh.
on Disney Plus.
I'm sorry.
Why?
Yeah, why?
It wasn't. Why are you guys saying that thing? That was
I don't
actually
even
not
know
that
about
bad.
it.
I was surprised. It's one of the few original new things that are on Disney Plus. It's not Star
It's
Wars.
so weird. Willem Dafoe will do stuff that you could never show anyone.
Right.
But then he'll also do a Disney movie. Like, he's the one actor that could pull that
He's
off.
very wholesome in it too.
Is he really? Does he swear?
No.
Oh.
just
It's
said
all
wholesome,
about him
idiot.
loving the dog.
Does he put his penis on a rock? And
No,
smack
he
it?
doesn't do that.
That doesn't happen in any movies either.
I'm pretty sure it does.
No, I think you're talking about Antichrist. And that's not how that happened.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did it not happen that way?
No, it didn't.
Oh, okay.
Would you like me to explain?
Nope, I'm good.
Because you just kind of almost did anyway. So while we build on
No,
that,
I'm good. I'm good.
Do it.
Nope.
Do it.
I'm good. Pass.
Can
anyway,
you intersplice?
I want to hear more about this movie with the dog.
Yeah, Antichrist. Tell us about Antichrist.
so the dog picks up a rock, okay, and he's laying down unconscious,
Can
but
you-
he's still. Oh, never mind.
Can you intersplice scenes from Antichrist with
With
Togo?
Togo?
and get it re-uploaded to Disney Plus.
God.
So, okay, so
All I can say is you really need to watch
I
Antichrist.
have a question then.
I haven't.
If Togo is a Disney film, right, and so is Call of the Wild, I do understand that they're two different properties, but don't they have aren't they the same kind of?
No, well, you got to remember. I mean, don't you remember living in the '80s, man? When like they had like 30 dog-based properties. You got Call of the Wild, you got Journey Home, you got Adventure of Natty Gann,
Incredible Journey.
The Incredible Journey,
Adventures of Milo and Otis.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a lot.
Benji.
the
Shaggy DA.
The Shaggy DA.
Oh, let's go back to the
Wow.
60s and 70s, man. Those are great. When I was a kid, you watch those movies all the way through. They're fun, you know.
Dogs are stupid. Anyway.
Well, hell, even in the 90s, there's like 2 asteroid movies. Then there's 2 climate crisis movies, and then 2 ant movies. And
No, it's
Oh,
true.
but what I'm saying is like Disney goes for the cute animal stuff. They know what kids
So are
like.
the dogs CG'd in this one too, or?
What?
No. In Call of the Wild, it's a CG dog.
Yeah, right.
That's what I was asking. It
In
says-
Togo?
Yeah.
I not the majority of the movie is just real dogs, but I think there's portions where they CG some dog action in there.
no, it's
Whoa,
a guy.
Whoa,
It's
whoa, bro.
They try to edit out.
CG some dog action.
They try to edit out the dog humping that was happening.
it's people in
rampantly.
dog suits.
Okay, sweet.
It's people in dog suits.
So what? So I've heard the story. It's about a dog sled race. Is that what it is?
Togo? No, it's about they have to go to a territory where the vaccine or medicine for the kids who have some illness or whatever.
Polio.
Some kind. I don't know what it is. I think
Measles.
Is it polio? Something that requires a. It's something. It's a
Smallpox.
movie
Corona.
that. It's a movie that anti-vaxxers would hate.
The Corona.
Dude, I thought it was a movie about cockfighting. The dog would take it to all the fights.
You're like, come on, there's another cockfight a few territories over.
Oh, Togo's not the dog; it's the chicken. Got it.
So Togo the dog, the very loyal dog, gets him through all this trouble, and he's an older dog, and he does this heroic run, and he goes down in history. But actually,
Like Santa Claus.
the the main thing of the story is at the end, this other dog takes them. Like Togo nearly is killed by this run.
Whoa,
and so
spoilers,
he's exhausted. But at the end of the run, this other dog takes the medicine to the shipment place, and so that dog gets all the credit and has all.
Oh no!
That dog is named Balto, and that's what that movie's about.
Balto, that bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
But that you remember Disney had the movie Balto.
No, it wasn't Disney. It was Universal Pictures.
So that
So wait, this is a prequel to Balto?
yes.
Holy crap!
But actually, it undermines Balto's story because it's saying that the story that people tell about Balto is not true. They're actually talking about Togo. They're saying that that legendary run was done by Togo, and that's the
Whoa.
real story. And Balto was the last dog in the run. And
So not only is Disney
This
trying to
is a
rewrite
scandalous
human
story.
history, they're trying to rewrite dog history.
yeah,
here.
well, because they also say that those dogs that were bred from Togo, because actually Togo got to live after a few more years, and there's like those are a specific breed of dog now because they kept the bloodline so pure, and Balto is like garbage.
Whoa!
That was the moral of the story. And that's what confused me. I was like, doesn't Disney own Balto too? Why are they crapping
no,
on
it
Balto?
was well. They don't. That's why they can crap on it because it's
They were
Universal.
crapping on Balto hard at the end of that movie.
Nice, sweet. Matt, I think
they
it was
took a big steaming crap on Balto.
Kevin
they
Bacon,
said,
I
hey,
think, was the
look at
voice of
Balto's
Balto.
legacy. Let's poop on it.
nice.
They should do that for like everything else.
Yeah, they should. I'm
Wait,
down
they
for that.
kind of are though, Disney. I
They're
mean,
pooping on everybody's legacy.
So he almost died, but
George
he was,
Lucas,
So Togo was able to
consider it
sire.
pooped on.
Togo was able to sire more.
Yeah. So there's
Puppies?
generations of Togo.
Yeah, while he was dying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's like just one last one, baby.
Now, if that movie ends like that, I'm watching it. Sweet.
The dog does not talk.
All right. Togo. Oh, he doesn't? Damn. All right, so
Willem Dafoe talks for the dog. It's like a miming situation. Or not mime. It's
he's moving the lips.
Yeah.
Ventriloquist.
He's making the dogs.
Ventriloquist,
He's
that's the word I was
making the
looking for.
dogs hump.
oh, jeez, this is so good. So
It's William Dafoe, so you know he
yeah.
might do that.
Yeah, he will.
Oh God.
So that's. That
I'd
looks
never let
pretty
Willem
cool.
Dafoe babysit my kids. He
That's
just looks
your-
like there's something wrong with him.
There's nothing wrong with him. He's fantastic.
He's a great actor, yeah, but he looks like he's the devil.
Have you not seen The Lighthouse? It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Spider-Man?
Yeah. Told everybody last time when you were in here the biggest mistake that Sam Raimi ever made, and I think it wasn't even Sam
Spider-Man
Raimi's fault.
3.
No, the biggest mistake was putting Willem Dafoe's face behind that stupid.
Yeah, I think
mask.
everybody
You're
can
not the
agree with
first.
that, yeah.
You're not the first one
Yeah.
to think of that.
I know. but I'm the most brilliant to think of it.
Hell, I think Kevin Smith was the one that went out like publicly talking about how it just looked like two action figures were talking to each other. You couldn't even tell those are the actual actors in the scene on the
It's
rooftop.
a real shame because
If there was one person's face who could pull off a Green Goblin,
it would be Willem Dafoe.
yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Definitely not that guy in Amazing Spider-Man 2. That guy did not have a Green
Dane
Goblin
Don.
face.
He just looked like crystal meth addict.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He looked like a
Absolutely.
club kid.
And
He
Jamie
looked like a Slytherin.
And Jamie Foxx looked terrible as Electro. Ugh.
But they fixed the gap in his teeth.
Yeah,
with the
he was
electric
incredible,
powers.
Electro.
Whoa.
Imagine if they threw him in a vat of electric panthers. He would be Panther Man.
Wait, Panther or Panda?
Panther.
Both. If
Or if
anything-
like he fell in
Electric
a
Panther.
vat of electric.
how that universe works is if you're in a pool with something, you turn into it.
Oh, is that how it works?
So if
Yeah.
I'm a pool
Well,
with
like-
So what
pandas-
exactly
No.
was in the chemicals when Joker fell in?
Joker juice.
It was mostly just
Comedians.
It was mostly just it was recycled crest.
It was recycled crust.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh, God.
So if he fell into a vat of electric leeches, would he be Suckman?
No, he'd be Leech Man.
Nah, it'd be Suckman.
No, he'd be Leech.
Pretty sure
But he
that's a
wouldn't
Peter
look like a
North movie.
leech.
Maybe his teeth would.
His teeth would look like leeches. Now you're being ridiculous.
Have you seen what the leeches?
Leech
look-
teeth.
Yeah.
No.
They have like circle mouths.
Have you?
Yes.
Speaking
Why?
Of, by the way, speaking
What is
of,
it you do in your free time, dude? Because that's weird.
speaking of
A
weird,
lot of weird things.
there is an interesting show that is on Netflix right now. It's not a show, it's
High
a movie.
Republic.
Yeah.
No.
Alison Brie is a movie called Horse Girl. I haven't watched all
Wait,
of
wait,
it.
wait.
She's part.
Is this the Julia
Horse.
Roberts biopic?
How dare you? It's the Sarah Jessica Parker biopic.
Oh,
Yes. So how dare
it
you?
was either one of them.
Is she a centaur?
No, all I don't want to ruin it for
Which
anybody.
half is the horse?
I haven't finished it yet, but it is
The fun part.
freaking weird, and
Is it
I
a
can't wait to
throwing?
finish
She
it.
can count to 5.
Hey, well, you know, horse girls are weird.
That's true. They
I
really
think
are.
it's a known thing.
I think
I'm
it's like
not
a
saying
sequel to
anything
BoJack
controversial.
Horseman, is what I think it is.
What? Does she bang a horse?
Is it BoJack Horseman? I've been saying Horseman this whole time.
It's Horseman.
It's Horseman?
Yes.
Damn, I've been saying it wrong all this time.
BoJack Horseman. That's
Not that I care about that show. but-
because he's not a horse. It's not plural, bro. It's Horseman.
You
But
should
if
care
it's
about
his
that show.
name,
Aaron
I
Paul's
thought
in
Horseman.
No, it's BoJack Horseman.
My bad.
Anyway,
Sure.
anyway,
You're taking it very personally.
I
with
am.
that, I'm saying.
Get prepared because we got to find out what is new this week in
Shut your mouth.
in the new releases.
Oh, look, I got
What?
request music new releases
Yeah,
too.
Let's
why don't
bring
you let
those
him
up.
do that first?
Format. I do have a question for you and for Kai Kai over here. Any gaming news I need to know about?
No.
Sweet, thank you. I'm so glad we go to you guys every week on that. No,
Yep.
I will say this: next month, the new expansion for the Division 2 comes out.
Yeah,
it's going
I've
to
been playing
change the
Division 2
game.
again.
So yeah, apparently
That's
that's going to
fine.
happen.
Yeah.
And then,
Nobody cares.
by the way, I bought a game. I bought Terminator Resistance.
Oh.
It's actually not
Again,
bad.
nobody cares.
Hey, stop it! It's pretty good. Anyway, what is the new releases from Request?
What
this
what
week?
phone
Well,
company
first of all,
brought that?
kids, what these are, if you guys don't know what these are called records. There's music on here.
What do
You
do?
know
What
what's
do you do with
cool about the
You
request
get
new
those at the
releases
record store.
is that there's more vinyl than there is CDs for new releases. I like that. I think that's awesome.
them? So
Because nobody buys CDs
So
anymore.
riddle me this: how do you put the music on those things?
You scratch it in with your finger.
You scratch it in with your finger. They send it to Singapore, and they have little 5-year-old kids just hold their fingers down,
Oh, man.
and then they spin the records around.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing how they can do thousands of these and they all sound the
it's
same.
crazy. It's like a magic thing. Like they listen to the music in their ears,
Right.
and somehow it transfers from here to their
what
finger.
No, what happens is the singer sings into the child's open mouth while he vibrates his finger on the vinyl.
Nice. All right. So what are the new
It's
releases?
legal
that
in
we
those
care about?
countries, though. Don't worry about it.
What Alika are we looking at here? What do we got?
So the front of this new releases for February 28th. That's this Friday, right? Grant Nigeria Green.
Oh wait, so these aren't out yet.
No, yeah, these are
These
about
haven't
to be
streeted
released.
yet.
They're
Okay.
about to be, yeah. So
They're
maybe
about
I'm
to be streeted, yo.
streeted. Is that a term?
Streeted?
About to
Robert.
drop, yo.
So in CD and vinyl, they have the Robert Cray Band. That's what I heard. I think that's a new album.
Nice.
There's
Great.
older, two new Johnny Cash bootleg albums. One is Live Around the World, and the other is The Soul of Truth.
I like my Johnny Cash real. I don't like him bootlegged.
Why not? He's an outlaw.
It came out from Columbia, stupid.
Oh, okay.
That's an official release.
It's just a word. Columbia did it.
Oh,
Colombia.
So I'm not familiar with this band, if anybody is, but the CD and vinyl is going to come out for Caribou, suddenly.
oh, suddenly.
Wasn't that a princess?
Life has new meanings to
Stop
me.
it. Stop.
What?
We've got
great
Black
song.
Marley Brass, Undying Thirst, and
Black Marley?
we've got the vinyl and the CD for Five Finger Death Punch.
Ew.
Fate. I actually have never heard them before. I just know
They are not.
they are a
They're an
band.
acquired taste.
Are they?
Yeah.
I like their name. Their name is awesome.
Wow,
like
Bob
sea
Marley's
salt
got a
and
new
bit-
album?
Bob Marley.
How's that possible?
Soul Rebel, limited edition, green vinyl.
Sweet.
Still
Still
putting
making
out the
music,
hits.
huh?
So a couple more CDs. We've got James Taylor, American Standard. Mitch Ryder, Socking It To You. How's that for a title?
Mitch Ryder? Let me
Mitch
see.
Ryder.
Is that who I think
We
it is?
finally have
It's
a
a
music
soul-
section.
Yeah, Winona Ryder's brother.
Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels, socking it to you.
Socking It To
Ew.
You, baby.
Nice. Okay,
In a
sweet.
sock.
Nice.
Sergio Mendez in
Yes.
the Key of Joy.
Ooh,
Ooh, Sergio
Sergio.
Mendes.
Sergio.
Sexy.
And then Breakfast
got
Club
The
soundtrack.
Breakfast Club vinyl.
I never actually read the actual songs that are on this record.
Sergio Mendes has some great stuff. Sergio Mendes is the man that is responsible for a song entitled Más Que Nada, which is very.
Wait, isn't that what's her name from Force Awakens?
This is it right here. Yes, it is. It's Más Que Nada. It is. This is Sergio.
Those are the new music releases.
And don't
for
forget
this.
to get your copy of Jim Neighbors' Everything is Beautiful on 8-track.
Golly.
I don't know if you'll find a way to play this or not, but
I sure do like bamboozling those MAGA chuds. Golly.
Why don't you shut up about those chuds? Anyway,
MAGA chuds. They can suck it. Feel the burn, baby. It's happening.
anyway, Más Que Nada is a great song. Anyway,
and a great Star Wars character.
Yes.
She had the Luke lightsaber with absolutely no explanation whatsoever. That was never paid off.
never.
It's a story for another time. Not in this
Nothing
trilogy.
paid off in
Wait,
Rise of Skywalker. Nothing in those sequels paid off. It all sucked. Anyway, sorry.
Hey, are they,
They
not
should have had
starting
Luke's
now with
old.
that?
They should have had Luke's old hand
How
in a
Must
box
Be
like a
Done.
monkey
What?
paw, and you
What?
can make wishes on it.
Yes.
Isn't it just coming out now in the comics where now they show telling how the
If it's in the
lightsaber-
comics, I don't care. 'cause
I don't-
If, it,
yeah.
if it's
Put it
not
in the
addressed in the
frickin'
movie, then I don't
movies.
care.
Okay.
Jeez.
You can't. I don't think you should ever introduce a mystery in a movie and then never pay it off in the movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What did Finn say to Rey? Oh, we don't know because it was never paid off in the movie. So stupid.
He was gonna say, "I can feel the force."
He's gonna tell her like, I don't know if you know this, I'm black.
Whoa, that's a revelation.
He's like, Ray,
Well, because she
we're
doesn't
gonna
see
die.
color.
That's right, you don't. Anyway,
He's like, Ray, this really sucks. But he didn't get a
It's
chance to
like,
say
Ray,
it.
use the force to lift us out of the quicksand.
What?
Remember that time that you lifted up a giant pile of rocks to get us out? How come you can't get us out of quicksand?
that's true. It's so
I'm too
true.
worried.
Hey, by the way, did you know they fly now?
Jedis? Is it like the Matrix?
No,
Neo in the
stormtroopers.
Matrix?
I was waiting for him
Yeah.
to finish that thought.
Oh,
I didn't know. What
anyway.
he was gonna, I was hoping he wasn't going to say black people right after that.
No, stormtroopers.
Okay. just checking.
Anyway, it's time to find out what is new this week in digital and hard media. Gannon's going to break out his fat sack this week. Find out what's new this week. Shall we?
No.
Sorry.
Does it have to be this?
Yes, it does.
Oh God.
It's a different
You
version.
guys are making me hate Back to
Yes,
the Future.
I
You know
know.
how sucky that is? All right, first up,
You should have queued up one of these.
Yeah, I know. Knives Out.
Oh, Knives Out.
Oh,
yeah,
sick.
Knives Out is it Blu-ray?
Isn't that with Danielle Craig?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Pet Sematary 2 Collector's Edition from Shout Factory.
Not a bad flick. Directed by Mary Lambert, the original director of Pet Sematary.
Yep.
Has nothing to do with Stephen King, by the way.
Frozen 2 The Ultimate Collector's
Oh!
Edition. You guys will be trampling on each other for that one.
Why did no one tell me?
I just did.
You just did, stupid.
Yeah,
Oh!
you idiot. Synapse Films is putting out Hot Dog the movie unrated producers
The producer's cut. I saw that.
I didn't realize there was a appetite for that.
Yeah.
Hot dog appetite.
Hunt for Red October 4K.
Wow, I love me some Tom
There's a few
Clancy.
James Bond ones hitting 4K. I wasn't sure if they're already out, but it seems like they're not.
Spectre?
Skyfall, Spectre, Quantum of Solace, they're all hitting 4K.
All the Daniel Kriegs.
Yep. The one missed. If you're into One Missed Call, the Japanese films,
They're actually kind of fun.
They're Arrow's releasing that as a trilogy box set.
Don't watch the U.S. versions; they suck.
If you're into really obscure, going back to 80s horror films, this one actually came out in 95 though. Extra Part 3.
Oh, extra!
Watch the Skies. However, if you're interested in that, you might want to hit up Vinegar Syndrome now because it's a limited edition of 2,000.
Nice.
Only 2,000 of those are coming out.
I like extra. The first one. I haven't seen the other ones.
I haven't watched any of them.
Extra's fun.
A lot of these are mostly skippable. It started with a fist. Oh wait, I read that wrong. It started with a kiss.
That's two separate movies.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one. I want this. It came out in 1983. Night of Open Sex.
See, these are the kind of titles we don't get with A-Ron.
I'm not gonna lie. One of the alternate foreign titles. And this is I think this is French. Translated as Night of Deviant Sex.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
I need to see this movie.
Holy
A lot
crap.
of nights.
Yeah, I'm into that. Better Off Dead getting a steelbook release,
As in the John Cusack?
as in John Cusack. And then the end of the Friday franchise for Ice Cube, Perfect Friday.
You're a liar.
What?
You're a liar.
You tell me that he didn't film a fifth? Was it fifth? Fifth? Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's Perfect Friday. It has to be
You're
one of
a
his movies.
freaking liar.
Ice Cube.
What
Ice
else is
Cube.
coming out today?
There's not a whole lot left. Oh, here's one. This came out in 2012. This is an anime movie
Uh-huh.
called Hump Bang. I mean,
what?
come on now. We need to see this.
Okay, first of all, you're doing really bad this week because there's one film you are not talking about, and that is starring Nick
I'm getting
Cage.
to that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm saving it for the end,
All
you
right, fine.
jerk.
All right, fine.
I want to know more about Hump
That
Day.
was the most noteworthy that nobody knows about. What else we got? Okay, nothing else. All right, going back to what you were about to say. Richard Stanley, if you know who that is.
Is back. The man who directed Hardware, the man who was thrown off of Dr. Moreau.
The man who's the subject matter of the documentary about Alan Dr. Moreau, where that
Lost
dude
Souls?
completely lost his mind
Yeah, that's correct.
and
it is.
started infiltrating the set of his own movie. You took my volume
Sorry,
off,
I
you
didn't mean to do
jerk.
that. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Anyway, he has a Nicolas Cage movie called Color Out of Space.
Color Out of Space.
Which is based on...
Just to let you guys know that don't know, Richard Stanley is the creator or the director of a film called Hardware from back in the 90s.
Yeah, he's
Hardware,
also part of Kiss, right?
Yeah, no, that's Richard Stanley. Anyway, no, that's Paul Stanley.
Good old Dick Stanley.
Paul Stanley. Richard Stanley is also it was a very low budget film starring Dermot Mulroney, and if you've never seen Hardware, you should. It's a very good film. And then he did a film called Dust Devil, and then he was put on this the film Dr. Moreau and the what was it called? The Island of Lost Souls, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the documentary.
That was the one with Val Kilmer
Great.
and Marlon Brando.
It's actually a really
It's a
funny
great
documentary.
documentary.
Because they throw him off the set and they talk about how he wore disguises
Yeah.
and tried to sneak back onto the set
Yeah.
just to see what they were doing.
Yeah,
And it's really a documentary more about how that guy was just not working well and
Sweet.
It's pretty nuts.
He hasn't worked in a what, at least a couple of decades now.
probably took him a while to get back on
Yeah.
track.
So
yeah.
Color Out of Space is his new one. Check it out. I've heard nothing but good things about it. If you like Nicolas Cage and you like pink coming out of his eyes, you're gonna love this movie. So check it out. Color Out of Space.
I'm intrigued.
See what?
No, nothing. Never mind. Sin says something in the chat. I thought it was lyrics.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, other than that, boys and girls, coming out this week in theaters, anything exciting that we need to pay attention to, other than the fact that Sonic the Hedgehog has surpassed $100 million? Which, by the way, to be fair, Alika was right about that one, too. So that's
I'm always right.
yeah.
It's still going to keep going on.
Fox X-Men sucks and Sonic is a hit.
That's fine. I didn't really care.
I want to see
I
Sonic.
didn't care one way or the other about it.
I'm very excited to see
Suck
Sonic.
it, Gannon.
I don't have any emotional attachment to Sonic. It didn't matter to me. If
I
the
don't
movie
either.
was
All the
so-
games sucked anyway.
You know what? Super Mario Brothers was not a good movie, but there's a guilty pleasure in it.
Absolutely.
I had said that last week.
Yeah.
Is it
So-
raining?
I think it is. That's what it sounds like.
Damn.
Unless somebody's
boring.
peeing right out there.
God's peeing on us, man.
Sonic
That's my kink.
Just to let you know, Sonic the Hedgehog is already. There's already not just talks, but they're already going to be doing a sequel to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I mean, the end of the movie is. That's
Hey,
it sets it up.
I'm all for it. Bring on more Marsden. I'm in.
More Marsden is a requirement.
Marsden.
Yeah, a little Marsden. Yeah, I'm
There-
totally in for that.
What about Jim Carrey? Did you watch the movie?
I have not. I want to though.
Did anybody else watch Sonic here?
Just me.
No,
You
because
watched it.
Yeah, we talked about it
it's
last
stupid.
week.
Format, you didn't watch it?
No,
Were you a Sega guy growing up at all?
I played everything.
No, you played everything.
Yeah.
Did you have a fondness for Sonic? Was that something
Yeah.
that...
I think I said this before, and I'll say it again. I think Sonic was one of the worst mascots at the
You're
time.
an idiot.
No.
I didn't
You're
like
so
him at all.
stupid.
I didn't like him at all.
Then why are they making a movie about him?
I know, it's stupid, right?
You're an idiot.
Yeah, you're
I like
cool.
it.
Yeah.
He's like the basis for like the rest of the mascots that came out after him.
Alright.
Is like a spiky dude with attitude. Yeah, that's Crash Bandicoot. We got him. That's Ratchet and Clank. We got him.
Fair enough.
He-
I think Sonic was the last of the actual, like back then, it seemed like platformers like that were kind of moving out, and there was these new style of games that were coming in.
I mean,
I
that's
think.
fair, but I think he also revitalized platforming. I mean, he gave it a good send off.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, yeah,
And
I'm-
they didn't kill it off. It's not gone forever.
by the way, because
Yeah.
of the success, there's a lot of games that
Thanks,
are
Mario.
there are a lot of games, Sonic games on sale right now, like Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces is on sale.
I
as
think
well.
my kids are downloading a lot of them for free. They're playing these games that when they came out nobody liked, like the Sonic fighting game, and there's the
Sonic RPG is my favorite.
Sonic Adventures 2, like all these 3D Sonic games that are like
I like
racing
that
or
game.
fighting games that were very poorly reviewed. My
So
kids
good.
are absolutely loving these games, and I'm watching them, and they're like fun kid games, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, nothing new or exciting this week to watch as far as any movies go. I know that
What?
one movie, one,
What's the movie?
one movie,
What's
and
the
it's not
movie?
even
It's
that
getting
exciting.
great reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, which I hate going by, but
What's
it's
the movie?
promising nonetheless.
Elizabeth Moss, Blumhouse is
Oh,
doing
Invisible
The Invisible Man. Interestingly enough,
John
this,
Cena movie?
Yeah. This was supposed to be Dracula Untold, The Mummy, and then The Invisible Man.
was
Oh,
this
is
part
this
of
part
it?
of the
This
universe?
No,
was no,
that's-
it's
that's
not
washed
technically,
out.
but that's
This
all
is-
washed. This
Because
was
this is Blumhouse, not Universal.
correct.
What if this
Blu-
revitalizes it?
Well, Blumhouse came in and pitched like,
Correct.
instead of going this blockbuster movie route,
Right.
let's actually try to
Smaller
do
movies.
smaller actual horror movies
Correct.
out of these
So the
characters.
next thing will be the what?
Well, what they were trying.
Well, I think
Blob.
this one is probably going to be the precursor to what they'll do next. So if this
Yeah.
one works, then they'll probably push in on the other.
They're gonna
ones.
do the Wolfman, and the guy just likes to sniff butts.
Well, the thing is that
No, I mean, who doesn't?
what the funny thing about the Mummy was,
If you
with,
think about it, we're all wolf.
with Tom Cruise, is that they were actually going to
gonna
do
be hairier.
a fourth Brendan Fraser movie.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
I
they-
never saw that
They
anywhere.
canceled that. They canceled that idea.
Because The Rock
And-
ate him.
They canceled that idea.
I think you made all this up.
I'm
I
not
have
making-
never seen that.
Not
anywhere.
making it up, bro. I'll send you the link.
Ethan
brother.
Van Sciver
I
said
bet you
it.
it's on Cosmic Book News. That
No,
you
it's
found
not.
out.
me.
Anyway, and that didn't work out, so they wanted to make a big action movie
Wolfman.
and they wanted to make the monsters anti-heroes instead of
Sniffing
actual
butts.
villains.
Yeah, like Monster Squad.
Yeah.
No, they were
They
actually
were
villains.
actually
in
villains in Monster Squad.
I don't think
Come
you.
Oh
on.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Maybe you saw the wrong Monster
yeah, we
Squad.
saw the wrong
Yeah,
one.
that's a
The
great
kids
one.
are,
Yeah.
They are very much the bad guys,
They
except for Frankenstein.
except for Frank.
Yeah. And the Wolfman definitely had nards. It's
He
pretty
did have
sweet.
nards.
Sniffing butts.
God, that's like the last
Sniffing
perfect
butts.
movie they ever did
It's
with those
Willem
kind of
Dafoe.
characters. When you
Right?
think about it.
Right?
Willem Dafoe as the Wolfman sniffing butts.
I'm in.
Invisible Man, starring Elizabeth Moss, opens up this week. Who's it directed by? Is it
Drew,
Lee Winnell?
No,
Drew
Lee Winnell.
Gutierrez, Drew
Winnell, right?
Gutierrez
Yeah.
says good night, butt sniffers.
Thank you very much. Anyway, check out Invisible Man this weekend, and let's
How
see
would
if
you know that you saw it?
let's see let's see if Invisible
You can
Man.
see everybody else but him
That's
in
right.
the movie. Yeah.
Let's see if
He's the only guy you don't see.
let's see if Sonic can get toppled by the Invisible Man. This
I
week.
doubt it.
Doubt
It's,
it.
no, I mean it's a horror movie and everybody's going.
This
to
is
Sonic.
meant. Sonic was born to be a blockbuster. That's
If
what it's for.
anything, it'll be the number 2 movie. If anything.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I hope. By the way, anybody know if Harley Quinn Birds of Prey is doing any good?
I haven't been keeping track.
Oh,
I have
okay.
no idea.
Oh, great.
I know everybody keeps making.
you
a
don't
big deal
hear about
how-
it in the media. It's a great movie. I will just reiterate that.
But
It's
I
an
mean,
awesome,
it was
fun movie.
when people were still calling it a flop. I actually looked back and it was still in the top 3. I
is.
don't see how that's a flop still. Like it was like
It's not a flop.
number 2 or number 3 movie after Sonic came out. I'm like, that's not a
more
flop.
people have been revisiting it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people said that it's it's terrible, it's whatever, but they were just going off of like other people's.
Yeah, they just read stuff online because if you know
'Cause everyone I've talked to is ranting and raving.
Yeah, I mean, a flop is